Reporting from the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California, the UCLA Bruins meet the Stanford Cardinals. KTLA Sports presents UCLA football. Brought to you in part by Anheuser-Busch St. Louis, Brewers of Michelob. Some things speak for themselves. By the makers of Texaco Super Unleaded Gasoline. Its higher octane helps knock out the knocks. By National Lumber, the place with the good stuff at the right price. If you like the game, you'll love the way you and your budget are treated at National Lumber. And by the makers of Toyota cars and trucks, who would like to remind you it's a good feeling to buckle up for safety. So get the feeling whenever you drive. And now, here's Joe Butita and Rob Scribner.
Well, if you fancy the passing game, you're at the right spot. UCLA and Stanford, the two top passing teams in the Pac-10, go at it again in what's becoming known as the annual air raid. And this game may take 3.5, 4 hours, so I hope you brought your lunch.
Well, you know, always in a game like this, you expect something to happen, like a lot of passes thrown and a lot of points to be scored, and inevitably it comes up, you know, teams both start running the ball, and the game is short and it's a very low-scoring game. You never know what to expect. I think both teams are very well prepared for each other. Of course, Elway and Tom Ramsey know each other, you know, playing against each other in high school and everything. Very exciting game.
All right, let's see. One of the men who's very excited, Terry Donahue. Whatever you had in Washington, I have this week, so stay away.
That's all I need is get a relapse.
So much fuss has been made of the quarterbacks. Does the game necessarily have to revolve around Ramsey and Elway?
No, I don't think it will. I think that the game really will be won up front by the offensive and defensive lines. I really believe that. Elway and Ramsey are both extremely talented, and certainly the pregame hoopla surrounds them. And if one of them have a spectacular day, it'll certainly affect the game. But there's a lot of other football players that are going to be in this game, not just those two.
How down were your Bruins after the Washington game? A game you said, and they probably think they should have won.
Well, I'm not sure we should have won. We could have won. I think that's what I said, is that we could have. We had some opportunities to win it. Joe, I think they were down. I think they were disappointed. For me to say that they weren't disappointed to be knocked out of the Rose Bowl race would be an understatement. They were upset, but I think all good football teams come back after adversity like that. And this is a great test for us. We're playing against a very good team. If we can get this win, it's our 8th win of the year. And that's an awful good accomplishment by our squad. So I think we just have to wait and see what happens.
We wish you well.
Thank you.
Okay, Terry Donahue, and he'll be leading the Bruins as they go against John Elway and the Stanford Cardinal. So for Rob Scribner, Joe Butita inviting you to stay tuned as UCLA takes on Stanford.
Watch closely. You're about to see something you've never seen before. Here comes Fuji Film. With color pictures so true to life, it's a real breakthrough. Fuji Film. Fuji's advanced technology has developed a precise color balance. The better the color balance, the truer the picture. Consistently brighter, clearer. With Fuji, seeing is believing. So see for yourself. Get Fuji Film and get the true picture.
Fuji Film is available at Mayfair Markets. They're out there, and they're seeking revenge. All next week, your worst fears come true when Mother Nature strikes back. Monday through Friday at 8 with only 2 intermissions each. An entire week of an ecological nightmare on the Channel 5 movie theater. Culminating in a Los Angeles television premiere Thursday with Gorilla at Large in 3D and color. And Revenge of the Creature on Friday. Mother Nature Strikes Back. All next week on Channel 5.
And hi again, everybody. Joe Butita along with Rob Scribner. UCLA has won the toss. They have elected to receive. So Mark Harmon, number 8 in the Stanford Cardinal uniform, will kick it off to JoJo Townsell. And, well, or not kick it off. He'll kick a squib kick that JoJo picks up on the 10-yard line. He's up to the 15, 20, 25. He's got a wall at the 40. And there's a flag on the play at the 17-yard line, so hold everything.
It's a great job of running, Joe, by JoJo Townsell, although there's a flag on the play. Probably be against the return team, but boy, Townsell did a great job juking in and out and really following the blocks of his front people.
He went 38 yards, but the flag back at the 17-yard line, it is against UCLA.
There you're going to see the mark off, but big break against UCLA in favor of Stanford right off the start of the game.
And that puts the ball back inside the 10-yard line to the 9. Our referee, Don Wilson.
Against the receivers. First down.
So clipping on UCLA. That puts the ball back at the 9. And the first play of the game from scrimmage coming up. Tom Ramsey, number 14, taking the snap of Dan DeFore. Play action fake. That's Cormac Carney at the 20-yard line, and out of bounds he goes at about the 20.5. Tackle made by number 48, Kevin Baird.
So you're going to see here UCLA faking up the middle, and Ramsey on a rollout. What they do is they run a little screen type of pattern. JoJo Townsell screens out the safeties here, and Baird, who's in a deep 1/3, he has to come up and make the tackle on Carney, who makes an out pattern right in front of him.
That's 11 yards and a first down for UCLA. They're at the 20-yard line. Carney goes in motion. And the give is to Kevin Nelson, who is tripped up in the backfield by number 80, linebacker Garen Veras. And he's a good one, 6'6" and 250 pounds from Chillicothe, Ohio. By the way, as you can probably tell by now, I'm just getting over the effects of a pretty nasty cold, so it's settled in my throat. I ask you to bear with me as long as you can and try and let Rob do most of the talking this afternoon.
Well, that sounds great, Joe.
Okay. Gain of 1, second down and 9.
There's a play action fake to Andrews up the middle. There's a lot of talk that UCLA is going to try to run the ball against Stanford. And here they've come out, first play of the game, throwing to Cormac Carney, and now Bergman over the middle.
And that was another record for Tom Ramsey. We'll get to that in a moment. From the 34-yard line, it's Danny Andrews, and he's tackled by number 45. That is the free safety, Vaughn Williams. With those two passes to Cormac Carney and Paul Bergman, Ramsey has now set a single-season passing mark. He has 2,409 yards, breaking the record of Dennis Dummett, who had 2,393. So Ramsey with still another record at UCLA.
Charles, with all the alumni football players Thursday night, Dennis Dummett was there. He's hoping maybe one record will still stand. It looks like Ramsey's going to get them all.
Second down and 5. Kevin Nelson picking his holes beautifully. Gets up to midfield. That's probably the best run Kevin Nelson has made all year, Rob.
Well, I think he made a great play against Washington last week on the pass play, made a great run. But you'll see here, he gets great blocking up front by the offensive line, cuts behind the block of his center. There you see Bruno, and then you see Irv Eatman following him from the backside up the field. But like you said, what he did on that play was he ran up into the line of scrimmage, he hesitated for a second, and then he really accelerated, and that's what gave him the big yardage.
He's had his problems with nagging injuries to the ankle and the groin. Good run by Nelson, first down at midfield for UCLA. Play action fake. Ramsey would like to throw. He has got Cormac Carney at the 30-yard line. 20 yards and a Bruin first down.
Well, that's just a great play, Joe, by Carney and Tom Ramsey, who just kind of settles up. There's the fake, and now he's rolling out to his backside, kind of a bootleg type of action. Now you'll see here, he really takes something off, and he has to throw behind him. And you see Carney just fitting in right in front of number 17, Darrell Grissom, the safety of Stanford.
No, first down at the 30-yard line. Ramsey, 3 of 3 so far this afternoon. Kevin Nelson, short side of the field. He's got running room to the 15. And he's out of bounds around the 10-yard line. 21 yards for Kevin Nelson and another UCLA first down.
Well, Joe, this is wide open here. Some great blocks up front. You see the left side of the UCLA line just moving Stanford out. There's a great block by Steve Williams. Just knocked this guy on the back. Kevin Nelson just trying to run away from Vaughn Williams right there, who makes a good play, keeping Kevin from getting in the end zone. But the key on that play was the left side of the UCLA line just blowing him off.
Kevin already has 33 yards and only 3 carries. So maybe he's healthy for the first time this year. First down at the 10-yard line, just outside the 10. Toa Sapali in motion. Frank Cephas to the 5, and he's in there for the touchdown.
Joe, it looked awful easy the way UCLA moved down the field.
They're changing up between passes and runs right here. Cephas is just following the blocks of his big offensive lineman. Dan Duper really blows the middle linebacker out there. Now it's just Cephas. He runs over number 17, the corner, Darrell Grissom right there, just into the end zone. Irv Eatman did a good job on the backside. Big play by the offensive line, UCLA.
John Lee, the freshman from Downey High School, number 25, has kicked 32 of 33 extra points. He'll try and make another one out of the hold of Rick Neuheisel. And he does. And with 12:19 left to go in the first quarter, UCLA has taken the football off the kickoff and has a 7-0 lead.
Bonds for everyone who calls California home.
This bud's for you.
This bud's for you.
For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This bud's for you.
Folks, please shop at National Lumber. We want you to be our customer. We need you so much. Oh, don't go anywhere else. We appreciate you the most.
Please come to National Lumber. We want your business. I'll even behave and not do bad things like this. Bad dog, bad dog.
The Quickset 880 Deadlock with a free matching entry lock set, both for $13.97 at National Lumber.
If you don't shop at National Lumber, he'll eat a worm and die.
Then you'll be stuck with him.
National Lumber.
So the Bruins go 91 yards on their first series. Took them 8 plays. Frank Cephas with a 10-yard run right up the middle. I think Rob pointed out all the fine blocks on that play. And that's what the UCLA offensive line has pledged to do this afternoon. They don't feel, to a man, that Stanford is as good on the line or as physical as the Bruins. So I think the plan, as far as some of the coaches have told me, is to just try and out-physical them on the line of scrimmage, Rob, and it certainly worked that time.
Well, one particular play where Kevin Nelson took it around the left side for 21 yards. I don't think that anybody from Stanford was even close to Kevin until he was about 10 yards down the field. And you got to give credit to Eatman and the whole left side there. Blake Wingle, Dan Dufer.
Ken Williams, who is averaging 24 yards a return, is back at his own goal line as number 4. Ken Potter does the honors for UCLA. And Williams will catch the ball about 7 yards deep and will not run it out. So Ken Potter does his job one more time. He's done it most of the season. Kicking the ball deep enough or out of the end zone so that the other team can't run it back. And Stanford with some good run back people this year. Now we'll get a look at number 7 for the Stanford Cardinal, John Elway. The number 5 rated passer in the NCAA as far as passing efficiency, holds every major passing record at Stanford. From the 20-yard line with a first down. And there he goes to the tight end, Chris Dressel, a 6'4" senior from Placentia. Dressel up to the 26-yard line for a gain of 6.
Joe, this is what John Elway does so well, as he throws to his secondary receivers. And really that's the difference between a lot of passers, is that they find these guys that are secondary receivers when their primaries are covered, and Dressel right there picks up about 6 yards, and that's what makes those other passes, the deeper passes, open.
The fullback is Kualana Park. Vincent White, the tailback, number 22. He is a scat back. He can run. 3-year letterman. Play action fake to White. And Elway was looking for his little tailback, who got caught up at the line of scrimmage as Elway got thrown back at the 10-yard line. So Elway looking for White. Got caught up in the blocking patterns of the UCLA and Stanford lines and simply was not available to receive the pass.
So UCLA guessed perfectly that time. Stanford was running what appeared to be a screen to White over the middle, and UCLA had a blitz on, and so the offensive linemen are already going to give away a little bit of ground, and that time there's just too many guys coming.
Credit Neo Delacono at stopping that play. 3rd down and 4 to go. The first 3rd down situation Elway has faced this afternoon. Give it to Mike Dotterer, and that outstanding athlete gets to the 35-yard line for the first down. That little shovel handoff by Elway. Dotterer, who alternates at tailback with White. There he is, number 24, a senior from Huntington Beach.
Well, there's the underneath handoff to Dotterer, and of course UCLA at 3rd and 4, expecting a pass. Dotterer be able to pick up the 4 yards on a run, doing the opposite of what UCLA defensively was guessing.
Dotterer, by the way, leads the Pac-10 in rushing touchdowns with 7. Incomplete at the 47-yard line. Covering on the play for UCLA, number 21, left cornerback Lupe Sanchez.
Well, you got to tell this one the way it is. Elway just throws the ball too high, and he gets a little flutter on his pass. You can't really see it here on the screen, but there's Mullins who goes up, but Mullins might have been able to hold on to that one. Lupe Sanchez comes in just as he's trying to bring the ball down and strips him of the ball and makes a good hit on him.
All right, 2nd down and 10 for the Cardinals at the 35-yard line. Dotterer with the underneath handoff. A flag on the play as the tailback gets to the 47-yard line. I saw a UCLA defensive lineman move just before the snap of the ball as Dotterer picks up the first down, if it's allowed. Don Rogers made the stop. Mike Barbie, number 89 for UCLA, might have been the one who jumped, and the indication is offsides on UCLA.
I'm sure that Stanford will decline that penalty, and what a good coach does, Paul Wiggins.
On the defense, decline. First down.
He comes back to the play to Dotterer that was successful before, and he'll keep coming back on this drive until UCLA is able to successfully defend it.
Until they respect it. Then he'll come back with something else. 12 yards for Dotterer. First down for the Cardinal at the 47-yard line. 7-0 UCLA. Pass complete to number 10, the split end, Emil Harry. That is good for 11 yards and a first down for Stanford. So the Cardinals starting to feel their way down this Rose Bowl field.
It's an interesting play. What Harry did is he ran down the field, stood right next to the UCLA defender, the strong safety there, and then just turned to the outside at the last minute. Was able to make the catch, but he lined up at a tight position like a tight end, ran straight up the field, just stood next to him, then turned around, and Elway had thrown it to his outside.
Elway 2 for 4, 17 yards, couple of big first downs as well. Vincent White comes in motion. Shotgun formation, one of John's favorite formations. And Vincent White has it at the 36, and he's tackled at the 35-yard line. Tackle made there by number 39, the outside left linebacker, Neil Delacono. But how valuable Vincent White has been.
Well, what they do here is they put White out as kind of a safety valve, and what they're trying to do is get the linebackers to drop deep and take away the pass to Harry. Here you see Harry coming back. That's Eugene Leone who makes the tackle on Vincent White coming back, but he's just really a safety valve and pick up 7 yards on it.
2nd down, about 2 to go for Stanford. Mike Dotterer with the football. Delacono misses him, and Dotterer has the first down inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. Lupe Sanchez, number 21, eventually made the stop on Dotterer, a 6-foot senior from Huntington Beach.
I take a look at Dotterer on the sweep, and you'll see Delacono is the one that comes over, but there's really no pressure put on defensively until Delacono gets over there, and Dotterer gets away from him and picks up some good yardage.
So Stanford moving down on the Bruins as the Bruins move pretty easily against the Cardinal in their first possession. First down at the 27-yard line. Looked like a basketball pass, and it's intercepted by Walter Lang of UCLA.
So if Walter Lang doesn't get tackled by number 61, Matt Moran, he's all the way for a touchdown. And it just looked like that was a broken play right here. It looks like they're going for a alley-oop type of pass to his tight end, and the only one back there, well, there you see they're not even looking for it, is Walter Lang. I think he was trying to go to his tight end, and there's just a miscommunication. Joe, this telecast is intended for the exclusive use of Golden West broadcasters and its viewers. It cannot be reproduced or telecast without the express written consent of Golden West broadcasters.
That is the 12th time Elway has been intercepted this year. He's thrown 20 touchdowns. So the Bruins have it at the 20-yard line. Danny Andrews. Andrews, 15 yards later on, finally goes down, but the Bruins have another first down. Not bad running by Andrews, but again, the offensive line of UCLA, Rob, doing a fine job of rooting out the white-shirted Cardinal.
Big hole, Joe. This looks like a track meet. You just give the ball or pass or something, somebody runs as fast as they can until somebody can catch him.
Strong safety, Charles Hutchings, number 46, made the stop for Stanford. Good thing he did. Danny might have had another 5 or 10 yards. First down at the 35. Cormac Carney in motion. Kevin Nelson. And look at him break 2 tackles at the line. He's at the 45, and he goes to the 49-yard line. That's got to be the finest carry of the year for Kevin. 14 yards and a first down.
Got to agree with you, Joe. Kevin Nelson really's got some confidence today. There's no question about it, and that's what makes the difference between great running backs. There's some good blocks inside there. Duval Love did a good job shielding off, but basically at Stanford, the Cardinal missing a lot of tackles. There's a great little spin right there by Kevin Nelson. He just goes right by Grissom.
Grissom tried to arm tackle him. You can't do that. Kevin has great upper body strength. From the 49-yard line, a first down for UCLA. Danny Andrews, and again he slices through that sea of white jerseys and comes down at the Stanford 46-yard line. A gain of 5 yards for UCLA. Second down and 5 coming up. Charles Hutchings and Gary Wimmer, the linebacker and the free strong safety, made the stop.
Now, Joe, this is going to have to open up the UCLA passing game. Running the ball this successfully is going to have to bring those safeties and cornerbacks up.
JoJo Townsend to the right. 2 tight ends in this formation. Frank Cephas breaks the tackle in the backfield. He broke the tackle of number 58, Gary Wimmer, who's coming off an injury. And Frank able to pick up a yard to the 45-yard line. Vaughn Williams, the free safety, a 6'3" junior from Denver, Colorado. Finally made the stop, but Wimmer had a good shot at him in the backfield.
Right, so that play looked to be just a little bit disjointed. It was a crossing pattern in the backfield. UCLA was running, and it just didn't seem to have any cohesiveness to it.
This is the first UCLA third down situation of the afternoon. Third down and 4. Play action fake to Nelson. Ramsey with all kinds of time. And picks up the first down as he dives out of bounds at the Stanford 39. So each team now has converted 1 third down situation.
Take a look at Terry Donahue right there with the headset right behind the number 3 there, the third down marker. And he's talking, but basically on this play, Ramsey does a good job of just scrambling around. He's got nobody open on the rollout, and he's going to get some good blocks by his offensive line. You see how far the separation is from the Stanford defense and the UCLA. There's a good block right there by the fullback. I think that was Tosapali that was in there.
Number 47, Matt Sutherland, came over to help Ramsey step out of bounds, but not before he got 5 yards and a first down for the Bruins at the 39. Play action fake. Over the middle. Open. Tight end Paul Bergman all the way down to the 11-yard line. And another UCLA first down. 28 yards from Ramsey to Bergman. Bergman, his 31st reception of the year.
Well, Joe, this is just a great job of recognition by Tom Ramsey. There he sees it immediately that Stanford has gone into a 2-deep defense. There, the 2 guys that are deep, number 45 for Stanford, Vaughn Williams, was the one on the one deep side and the other safety on the other side, and Ramsey split it with Bergman right up the middle. Great recognition.
Ramsey now 4 for 4 for 71 yards. Frank Cephas slices through that line, breaks 1 tackle, finally stopped at the 7-yard line.
So talking about that last pass play to Bergman, the big play, what happens is the tight end comes out of the backfield and he quickly recognizes that it's a defense where there's going to be 2 deep players covering 2 halves of the field, and he recognizes it. He just breaks his pattern, whatever he was going to do, and just runs straight up the field. Ramsey recognizes it and he hits him, and it turns out to be a big play.
Kevin Bates and Garen Varus, the 2 outside linebackers, brought Cephas down. Frank gained 5 yards at a second down and 5. The ball right about the 7-yard line. Tosapali in motion. Pitch out to Danny Andrews. He cuts in, and it's a touchdown, UCLA.
At this point, Joe, UCLA's got everything going their direction. Danny Andrews following the blocks of his offensive linemen, and there's a lot of them out in front of him. And there's Frank Bruno. He doesn't even get a chance to block anybody. Just there at the end, it's just a big hole there on the right-hand side. Great job, UCLA offense.
Danny Andrews with his 2nd touchdown of the year. He is averaging 4.5 yards a carry, and he's looked very good today. All the tailbacks have looked very good. So the Bruin offensive line so far rooting out the Stanford Cardinal. John Lee will now try to make it 14-0 UCLA. And John Lee now 34 that is, of 35 on the year. And with 6:03 left to go in the first quarter, it is already UCLA 14 and Stanford nothing.
Toyota presents a truck that gives you the feeling.
The feeling that this baby can gut it out.
A 1983 Toyota four-wheel drive truck. If your work takes you where even pack mules fear to tread, Toyota built a truck just for you. A no-compromise four-wheel drive dustbuster. Now, what do you say to this beauty?
Somebody did it right.
This was my car in 74, in 76, in 78, 80, 82, and who knows how much longer. So I'm protecting it with regular maintenance and fortified fuels at Texaco.
91-octane Texaco Super Unleaded, fortified with Texaco's additives to help protect your fuel system from rust and help keep your carburetor clean.
With good care, a car could last 10, 15 years.
We talked about the UCLA tailbacks having a fine afternoon so far. They have gained 78 yards in the first quarter thus far. Nelson with 47, Andrews with 31. Danny has a touchdown.
So that's a real reversal from last week. The offense goes out and scores 7 points last week and already has 14 today.
Ken Williams will bobble the ball in the end zone, pick it up and kneel it down, and Stanford will start at the 20-yard line. But to show you how the Bruin offensive line has controlled matters in between those white lines down there, the Bruins have had 16 offensive plays today, 11 first downs, 4 second downs, and 1 third down.
Joe, National Lumber, the stores with the good stuff at the right price. Pick up on National Lumber's TV specials. You'll get your money's worth and then some. Look in the white pages for the National Lumber nearest you.
So John Elway gets to start at the 20-yard line once again. Vincent White with that alley-oop at the 20, 25. Tries to come inside, but Jimmy Turner, Donnie Rogers, and Rex Baxter.
That screen pass was set up perfectly, Joe, by John Elway and Vincent White. You'll see Elway's going to fade a little bit to his right side. There you see Vincent White. He gets a piece of Eugene Leone, the linebacker, and then falls off of him. Leone figuring that White was trying to block him, and he got around him, but a great job by White setting it up. And Jimmy Turner did a great job there, too, playing off the offensive lineman, turning it back up in, but it still picks up about 8 yards.
Well, they give him 9, second down and 1. Mike Dotterer on the reverse. The fake reverse picks up maybe a yard. It depends where they place the ball. As Dotterer, the #1 rusher on the Stanford team with 420 yards coming in, gets up about a half-yard shy of the first down. So third down and a half-yard coming up for Stanford. 14-0 UCLA.
I was watching Carl Morgan there. He watched Dotterer. He took off after Dotterer. Then he saw the guy coming the other direction, tried to go the other way, saw he didn't have the ball, tried to go the other way, never moved from the same spot.
There's Dotterer. He's got the first down. Dotterer run out of bounds by #7, Donnie Rogers, the Bruin free safety, but he picks up the first down with a gain of about 3 yards. Dotterer also a fine baseball player at Stanford. In fact, he'll have to make a decision after the baseball season is over this coming spring as to which way to go. He can play Major League Baseball. He's already been contacted by several teams. They want him in the NFL. He says he might like to play in the Canadian Football League. He's a native of Canada. So Mike, along with #7, John Elway, has a couple of decisions to make. John is, well, a very fine baseball player in the New York Yankee organization. Vincent White, here's where he's dangerous. Gets out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Picked up, looked like 7 yards before Blanchard Montgomery knocked him out of bounds.
Oh, Joe, Stanford likes to run these screens. There you see the back setting up inside the tackle. Then he's going to roll to the outside. What he does is he looks downfield first to see if any wide receivers open. Then he gets these screens. Now, they had back screening on both sides, and if UCLA is going to run a zone defense, you'll see a lot of these screens because the linebackers won't be on their men, and they'll screen to their backs.
Second down and 3 for Stanford. They trail 14-0. First quarter action. Ball is caught by #23, Eric Mullins. He was on his knees when he caught it. Jimmy Turner trying to wave it off. From where we sat, it looked like a pretty good pass and a pretty good reception. 13 yards and a Stanford first down.
I thought it took a skip on it, but well, no, it didn't. It was a good catch, no question about it. Mullins had it there. A lot of the fans, I think, thought that the ball skipped. Little turn pattern, little curl pattern.
John Elway, a 63% passer. Mike Dotterer, and Mike dives inside the 40, comes down at the 38-yard line. Several Bruins tackle along with Jimmy Turner, Eugene Leone, the outside right linebacker, number 33.
Dotterer made a great move at the line of scrimmage. Mike Barbie had come across the line, and he made a little feint to the outside and then made it right up, went straight upfield. UCLA Bruin football is also sponsored in part by the makers of Toyota Cars and Trucks, who remind you that it's a good feeling to buckle up for safety. So get the feeling whenever you drive.
All right, second down. About 2 yards to go for the Cardinal. Elway closing in on more records. Vincent White for the first down. And the Bruin defense might have guessed wrong that time. Wide open up the middle for 13 yards.
A big hole here. There's Matt Morin making a good block on Carl Morgan there as he comes around on a trap play, and then Vincent White really sticking it straight up the field, picking up good yardage.
So first down at the 25-yard line. 3:13 left to go in the first quarter. 14-0 UCLA. Ball carrier number 32, Kulana Park. The fullback, a 6'3 sophomore from Kailua, Hawaii. Jimmy Turner made the stop on Park, but he picked up very close to 4 yards. So second down, 6 coming up. By the way, Elway is now the second highest yardage gainer in NCAA career total offense with 8,452 yards, surpassing Mark Harmon of Purdue, who had 8,444. So Elway closing in on more NCAA records with every play. Second down and 6. Elway throws it away, and a smart decision that was. The intended receiver looked to be Vincent White, but Elway saw all those blue shirts behind him, Leone, Delacono, and just fired it out of bounds.
Oh, Joe, the difference on that play was UCLA was in a man-to-man defense, and Blanchard Montgomery had Vincent White man-to-man, and so they ran that screen pass that was successful earlier, and Blanchard Montgomery was sitting there in Vincent White's hip pocket.
Third down and 6 for the Cardinal. Fumble on a play, and the Bruins have the football at the 23-yard line. Oh, hang on now. I might have called it too quickly. It's going to be Stanford's football, and it's going to be fourth down. So it looked like John Elway got a piece of the ball he fumbled. That's twice now when the Cardinal has moved down fairly deep in UCLA territory. A third down fumble here, and an interception by Walter Lang earlier that led to a touchdown. So fourth down, and Mark Harmon will try a field goal. He has a long of 48 this year. This will be a 40-yard attempt. He is 10 of 16 on the year. And this one is good. And with 1:41 left to go in the first quarter, the Cardinals on the scoreboard. However, they trail UCLA 14-3.
People say you're a bratty TV personality.
Me? Mr. Nice Guy? Not me. Must be some of these other guys.
They say our commercials are goofy, and if it weren't for specials like this, they'd switch us off.
Stains, seals, and finishes. McCloskey Tongue Seal Wood Stain and great shades for furniture, flooring, and paneling.
Are we really that silly?
National Lover.
This buzz for everyone who knows they've got what it takes to get the job.
This buzz for you, for all you do. The king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
Hey, this buzz for you.
Homecoming at UCLA, and there's some of the cheerleaders from a couple of years ago. All the gals coming back to put on that uniform one more time, and look like they fit pretty well, too. We won't get into that right now as JoJo Townsell picks up the ball at the 13-yard line. He's got an opening to the 25 and down at the 27-yard line. So Townsell with another very decent run back for UCLA. He had a 38-yarder on the opening kickoff called back. However, the Bruins marched to a touchdown after that, after starting from their own 9-yard line. Tom Brio made the stop, number 90 for Stanford, but the Bruins start this drive at the 27.5-yard line. 14-3 is the score. The Bruins on top at the moment on homecoming 1982 at the Rose Bowl. And what a crowd on hand. We're guessing anywhere between 75,000 and 80,000 people. Tom Ramsey, Frank Bruno the fullback, Danny Andrews the tailback. He's got the football, and he's tackled by Dave Moronic, a 6'5 sophomore, 240 pounds, number 99. Right about the line of scrimmage. Danny dragged him for about a yard, so give Andrews 1. It's going to be 2nd down 9 coming up as Kevin Nelson checks into the ball game. Andrews out, Nelson in. Kevin's had a very good day so far, perhaps his best day of 82. He's carried the ball only 4 times, but he has 47 yards. Kevin getting over injuries to a groin and an ankle injury that has nagged at him all year long, but he appears to be healthy this afternoon. And Kevin goes in motion. He'll get the little flare pass at the 25, 30, and powers his way up to the 35-yard line. Boy, Kevin just put his head down, Rob, and did the job, picked up about another 4 or 5 yards.
There's a nice job by Kevin Nelson. He saw that he was going to be tackled, and he just ran right into the opposition, the defensive player. And that's a nice pass by Tom Ramsey there. Just led him perfectly. It's a tough pass to throw right down the line right there. He just ran straight into Grissom and carried him upfield for a couple yards and puts UCLA in good situation.
All right, now Nelson goes out, and Frank Cephas is the new tailback. So we've had 3 different tailbacks in this drive so far. It's 3rd down, about 2.5 yards to go for the Bruins. From the 35-yard line, a play-action fake to Cephas. Ramsey wants to throw. He's got a man open. It is JoJo Townsell at the 47-yard line, and a 1st down for UCLA. 12 yards, Ramsey to Townsell.
So this is the difference between Tom Ramsey and me when I played quarterback. Right here, I would have taken the ball down and carried it for a 1st down. He throws it here to JoJo Townsell, picks up about 10 more yards probably than I would have. We'd have both got the 1st down, but Ramsey's got a lot of confidence in his arm.
Well, that had to be a pinpoint pass because the left cornerback, Kevin Baird, number 48, was right in the neighborhood, and with any kind of a dive at all, might have knocked it away. But a good pass by Ramsey. 1st down from the 47.5-yard line. In motion goes Cormac Carney. The handoff is to Kevin Nelson. He's tripped up in the backfield by number 83, Kevin Lamar, the nose guard. Lamar, 6'4" and 240-pound junior. Kevin just ran right into the hands of Lamar, who was already blocked to the ground.
I think Lamar was sitting in 2 feet deep in UCLA's backfield. I think what's happening now is both teams came out defensively and their game plans were thwarted. Both offenses moving up and down the field. UCLA coming away with 14 points, and now they're adjusting a little bit to what the either offense is doing. And, of course, Stanford now being able to stop UCLA a couple times.
Loss of a yard, 2nd down and 11 as Carney goes in motion one more time. Play action fake, and Ramsey would like to throw. He's got a man. It is Townsell for the 1st down as he turned and he fumbled the ball. It's going to be Stanford's football as Townsell fumbled at the 37-yard line.
Well, JoJo Townsell trying to pick up some extra yardage, and a lot of Stanford Cardinal showed up there. And here's Ramsey on the rollout, throws back to JoJo Townsell. Now watch what a great job he does here getting rid of all these tacklers, but he will fumble the ball right there. He's hit. Number 47 for Stanford, Matt Soderlund, was the one that knocked the ball out of his hand. He's a great player, linebacker.
And that came right at the end of the very 1st quarter. So the first 15 minutes of this homecoming ball game at the Rose Bowl are in the books. It's 14-3 UCLA.
Here it is, the knockmobile.
Hope we don't have to pass a truck. Fishing's easy to pass first. No more knocks, guys. We've got star power.
Texaco Star Power. Extra power when Texaco Super Unleaded helps knock out the knocks. Compare a car knocking with regular unleaded fuel to the same car with Star Power. Star Power can help give you more car power.
How's that for safely passing?
Terrific. We just safely passed our exit.
Star Power for car power.
Introducing the totally new 1983 Toyota Tercel. Its front-wheel drive is only the tip of the iceberg. This Tercel is the lowest-priced Toyota you can buy. It has more room than any other subcompact and gives you more mileage than ever before. The new Toyota Tercel. It's a new standard in front-wheel drive, but that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Tercel!
designation Minolta Program System X700. It is computerized automation or total creativity. If you choose, you set nothing, even with flash. It is unmanned 35mm photography where camera is robot. It is quartz calendar dating, the Minolta X700, winner of the first European Camera of the Year award. Only from the mind of Minolta.
So the fumble by Townsell gives Stanford the football at the 38-yard line, and John Elway going to work one more time, hands off to Vincent White. The cut inside, and he runs into traffic at the 42-yard line. The good and the bad of that play, as you look at Stanford coach Paul Wiggin, the good and the bad of the fumble by Townsell, of course the bad was that he fumbled, Stanford got the football. The good part is that Tom Ramsey on that pass had completed 7 of 7. So he has now completed 400 passes in his UCLA career, the only quarterback to ever do that. So Tom Ramsey, #1 in that department at UCLA. He, along with Elway, holds just about every major record, passing record, at his respective university. Second down, 6 yards to go. Elway looking for a receiver. It is almost intercepted. It was knocked up in the air by Donnie Rogers, and Lupe Sanchez just trying to dive for that ball, simply couldn't get there in time.
It was a fine job by Don Rogers there. You see UCLA stunning in the line, putting a little bit of pressure on Elway. There he's trying to throw to his wide receiver, Harry, on a little curl pattern, and Don Rogers was coming over to pick up the halfback, Vincent White, out of the backfield. UCLA now running a few more man-to-man coverages, and that's going to have to that's going to cause Elway to throw to his wide receivers downfield.
Third down and a change at nose guard. Carl Morgan was taken off the field injured. Mark Ferguson now the nose guard, number 50. Third down and 6. All kinds of time, and he's got Mike Dotterer at the 35, 30, 25, and he steps out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Jimmy Turner and Mike Durden over there to help him out of bounds, but Elway, if you give any quarterback that much time, he's going to complete a pass, and he found Dotterer for a 34-yard gain.
What the thing that Elway does right there is he just puts a lot of steam on the ball. Dotterer is right in between UCLA defenders, and as you said, there wasn't much pressure, but the separation, the UCLA defenders and the receivers was so great because of the great arm of John Elway. Really put it right on the button to Dotterer.
So the Cardinal at the 25-yard line of UCLA. Here's where they've run into trouble on 2 previous occasions. An interception and a fumble. This time Dotterer runs into that blue wall of UCLA defenders. Neil Delacono, along with Mark Ferguson, Blanchard Montgomery, and up off the very bottom, the number 3 tackler on the Bruin team, Lee Knowles, number 85.
Joe, looking at that last play, it looks like Carl Morgan's out. I don't know if his knees bother him again. Mark Ferguson's in his place, and of course UCLA needs Carl Morgan. He's the mainstay in that defensive line.
He's on the bench across the way, and I can't tell what they're working on, but Carl Morgan not in the ball game at the moment. Second down and 10 for Stanford. Shotgun formation. He's got the tight end, Chris Dressel, who turned and expected to be hit, I think. You saw him pawing at the air as if to give a straight arm, and then he slipped and fell right around the 17-yard line. Depends where they place the ball. It's going to be shy of the first down by about 1.5 yards.
So the guy that slipped and fell was Blanchard Montgomery. There you see him getting up off the ground, and then Drizzle, he just goes down when he sees a bunch of Bruins coming in a wave. But really what happened is Blanchard Montgomery was covering a man-to-man right there in the short zone, just fell down.
Third down and 2 for the Cardinal. They trail 14-3. 12.5 minutes left to go in the first half. Mike Dotterer, he's got the first down. A gutty little ball carrier from Huntington Beach, their leading rusher. And a first down inside the 15 for Stanford.
Well, Joe, a lot of offense today. Nobody stopping anybody.
There's Chris Anpoulos on the right, Lisa Friedman on the left. The 2 of the cheerleaders from last year who have come back for homecoming. Good to have them. Kim Fractious there. All right, Stanford with a first down at the 12-yard line. Mike Dotterer dives inside the 10 and came down at the 8-yard line.
So it looked like Dotterer saw that he was never going to make it outside, and so he just decided to pick up some good yards. This is real smart running right here. See, Dotterer right there recognizes there's no way he's going to make it outside. Rex Gray had come across the line of scrimmage, the outside linebacker for UCLA. That was really taking down the interference, so Dotterer just tried to get what he could, picked up about 4 yards. Real smart running play by Dotterer.
2nd down and 6. Stanford has to get inside the 2 for another first down. Mike Dotterer picking his way inside the 5, comes down at the 3-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and about 1.5 yards for the Cardinal if they place the ball at the 3. But they'll place it at the 4-yard line, so 3rd down and 2 for the first down. Inside the 2-yard line, they'll get 4 fresh cracks at the goal line. 14-3, UCLA on top at the moment. I'm Joe Butita, nursing a very bad cold. I hope you're bearing with me. I appreciate it if you are. Rob Scribner by my side as always. That is Park, who has stood up at the line of scrimmage by Donnie Rogers and Blanchard Montgomery. Montgomery 6'2" and 230 from Granada Hills. Rogers 6'1" and 203 from Sacramento. What a job they did.
Well, Park tries to go off tackle. You see right there, Blanchard Montgomery's the first one that makes contact. Looked like the offensive guard that was to block Montgomery ran right by him. And I'm not sure if they're going to have to measure for this one, but it looks like they're bringing it back for 4th down. And Stanford calling timeout. John Elway is going to come over and talk to Paul Wiggin. Of course, you know, in this game, there's going to be a lot of offense. It's going to go back and forth, and so Elway's going to come over and see if they want to go for a touchdown.
Well, the teams take a timeout on the field, and with 10:49 left to go in the first half, it's 14-3 UCLA.
This Bud's for everybody who puts in a hard day's work.
This Bud's for you, for all you do. The king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you.
I'm Paul Williams, composer and Grand Prix driver. This is the 1983 Celica GTS. Some good-looking car, and excuse the expression, it isn't short on performance. Watch this.
That's Paul. That's the Celica. And for 83, the Celica GTS has a new independent rear suspension, electronic fuel injection, and even more horsepower.
You know, when I drive a Toyota Celica, I'm 6'2", Dan Gurney.
Sure you are.
Here's the situation. It is 4th down, less than 1 yard to go for Stanford at the UCLA 3. 14-3, UCLA on top at the moment in the 2nd quarter. Mike Dotterer's got the first down. He's very near the goal line. He is inside the 1. So Stanford will get 4 fresh shots at the UCLA goal line. Pretty good play by the Stanford offensive line.
Also by Dotterer, Joe. I'm real impressed with Dotterer. The way he runs with the ball, he doesn't take a lot of time deciding if he's going to go inside or outside. Most of the time, he just turns the ball straight up the field, runs north and south. You're usually going to be successful that way.
Dotterer already has 56 yards and 11 carries. He's been the workhorse. So first down and goal to go from the 1 yard line.
He's what you call a smart runner, Joe. He runs the right spot.
All right, let's see what happens here. Vincent White, and yes, they say he got in. The official on the far sideline from where we sit threw his hands up right away, so Vincent White bounced off the pile and got into the end zone, and Stanford has scored a touchdown.
And Blanchard Montgomery wasn't real happy about that. We can't really tell from here, but Vincent White going in off the left side, very close play.
So the Cardinal is on the scoreboard for the 2nd time. They have a field goal from Mark Harmon earlier, a 40-yarder, and now they score. So it's 14-9. So and Mark Harmon in the ball game to try and make it 14-10.
Down on the field before the game, that end of the field where they are down there is real mushy, kind of wet. This week's rains.
Steve Cottrell will hold. Bad snap. Harmon gets it up, and it's good. And with 10:19 left to go in the half, we've got another dandy brewing. It is UCLA 14, Stanford 10.
Oh, Mr. Miller's car.
Wait, Knox, if
hardly makes it up the mountain. It hardly makes it up the street.
No more knocks, guys. We've got star power. Texaco Star Power. Extra power when Texaco Super Unleaded helps knock out the knocks. Compare a car knocking with regular unleaded fuel to the same car with star power. Star power can help give you more car power. How's that?
Neat. Can we do it again?
Why?
We forgot the food.
Star power for car power.
We'd like to show you how a National Lumber commercial is made. First, we do lots of exhaustive research. Oh, my.
Then it's up to our head writer. And it's off to the art department.
Then the national special goes in.
Yeah, like this one.
Discourage the bad guys with Columbia Home Guard 1 security screen door with deadbolt and hardware, $129.97.
When it's done, the boss sees it.
And they put it in a safe place for later.
National Lumber.
Mark Harmon will kick off for Stanford, and another record for John Elway. He now has over 2,500 yards gained in total offense for the third time in his career. So he is the first player in the history of college football to accomplish that feat. Incredible performance. Harmon's kickoff going toward the sideline, and Dokie Williams allows it to go out of bounds at the 15-yard line. So they'll probably do it over. So John Elway again, over 2,500 yards in total offense for the third time in his career. The first player in the college, in the history of college football to ever do that.
Kick off again.
So they'll kick it off again.
Joe, that squib kick that Harmon kicks off, it poses a lot of problems for a kickoff return team. You don't really get any kind of a play or a pattern that you can run back against the defensive team, and it could be a desperate situation.
UCLA remains the #1 kickoff return team in the country, averaging almost 28 yards. Dokie Williams, with an average of 28.6 a return, is #5 in the country. So that's the reason for the squib kicks by #8, Mark Harmon.
Joe, tickets for UCLA's next exciting home football game against USC Saturday, November 20th at the Rose Bowl are on sale daily at UCLA Central Ticket Office, as well as Ticketron and mutual agencies. Call UCLA 101 for information.
So Harmon will kick it off now from the 35-yard line. This time, a squibber, and it's picked up by one of the up men at the 27-yard line. Neil Delacono. And Delacono, a linebacker with pretty good speed, but not good enough to run it back any distance, is tackled right around the 25-yard line.
That's why they don't want those guys to pick it up. They run sideways instead straightways.
Barry Cromer made the stop for Stanford. So UCLA with a 14-10 lead will put it in play from the 25. And you know, earlier, I'd say about 10 minutes ago, when the Bruins marched down and scored those first 2 touchdowns relatively easily, it appeared like might be a one-sided ball game, but it never is when Stanford plays UCLA, at least not recently. So round up the wagons. Here they come again. Danny Andrews. Danny Andrews with a gain of 14 yards. And a first down for UCLA as the Bruin tailbacks continue to play well this afternoon.
Some real good blocks in there, Blake Wingo, but right there, Irv Eatman did a real nice job on number 90, Tom Breen from Stanford. Did a real nice job just tying him up inside, and Danny Andrews jumped to the outside and picks up big yards.
Yeah, you saw Danny on the sideline. Kevin Nelson now at tailback as Cormac Carney goes in motion. First down for UCLA. Play action fake, and Ramsey with the football and nowhere to go. He loses about a yard, maybe 2. Garen Veras, number 80, a 6'6 sophomore at linebacker, 250 pounds from Chillicothe, Ohio. Number 1 in quarterback sacks this year. He's now has 9 with that sack of Ramsey.
See Ramsey coming back to the huddle and looking at Kevin Nelson. Ramsey was definitely not intended to carry the football. He was supposed to hand off to Kevin Nelson. Kevin was a little bit wide.
Well, you know, some things speak for themselves, like Michelob, America's finest beer. Loss of a yard and a half, second down, and 11.5 for UCLA. Play action fake. And they blew the whistle to stop play. There was a flag on the play, I guess, just as soon as the ball was snapped, and that kind of killed it. So let's see what our official, Don Wilson, the referee, has to say. Illegal procedure against the Bruins.
I don't know actually what happened there, Joe. I don't know if they came up and didn't get set for a second or what the problem was, but of course here we got a procedure penalty.
Dead ball.
false start, offense.
So that cost them 5 yards. Just a reminder about next week's game, the final regular season game for UCLA. They will host USC here at the Rose Bowl in a 12:50 game. 12:50, the kickoff next week, right here at the Rose Bowl. Second down, 16. Paul Bergman with a diving catch at the 44-yard line. He'll be shy of the first down by about 5 yards. But what a catch by Bergman, who, when he was a senior at Granada Hills High School, and took the passes of John Elway, who went to Granada Hills. Bergman was the top receiver among high school seniors in the state of California.
He definitely knows how to get open, Joe. And, of course, you start that in high school. And, of course, Elway threw quite a bit in high school also. And Bergman is a result of that.
Blanchard Montgomery, the Bruin linebacker, also a teammate of Elway at Granada Hills High School about 4 years ago. Danny Andrews, big hole up the middle. He's got the first down as he dives across midfield and comes down at the Stanford 49. Vaughn Williams, the free safety, a 6'3" junior from Denver, Colorado, and their #1 tackler made the stop.
So I think this play was intended to try to get outside, but you'll see that Andrews does a good job here cutting right up the field. Number 80, Garen Barris, really made a good play coming up the field from his linebacker position and really forced Andrews to cut up inside, but there's no other Stanford Cardinal there.
First down at the 49 of Stanford. Danny Andrews this time goes outside. He's at the 40, puts his head down, and is out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Darrell Grissom, a strong safety, now playing right cornerback, 6'2" sophomore, made the stop.
Once again, you're going to see some good blocking, but Danny Andrews turns on the speed right here and gets outside and picks up some big yardage. Over on the left side of the Stanford defense, they haven't really been able to contain UCLA on the run plays, and give a lot of credit to Irv Eatman. He's the one that's doing the hooking over there.
Irv Eatman tied up number 80, Garen Varus, that time. Garen Varus had nowhere to go. Irv was with him all the time.
There's some kind of a football walking around out here. Joe, it's a big-sized football. We just saw it. I'm not really sure just yet what the significance of it is.
Something about the NFL is all I could see.
It's to do with Stanford. You know, they're always coming up with something a little bit creative.
They have a great marching band, if you call that marching, but those kids are such talented musicians, and then they put on a show on top of that. It's really outstanding.
Surprised to see their uniform way of getting off the field. They just run for the sideline.
That's right.
UCLA's annual football awards banquet is scheduled for Wednesday, December 1st at the Beverly Hilton Hotel. Make your reservations today for this elegant evening of dining and dancing. For information, call the Bruin bench office at 825-3944.
Frank Cephas, now the Bruin tailback. First down at the 39-yard line of Stanford. Cormac Carney goes in motion. Cephas with the football, looking at break tackles, and then cutting outside, back inside the 35 to the 33-yard line. Frank Cephas of UCLA.
A lot of missed tackles there. Chris Yelich making a good block up front, but Frank Cephas doing a real good job running hard, and he did the same thing that we saw Mike Dotterer do earlier on the Stanford drive, and that is run north and south, really cut up the field when he needed to.
Kevin Bates, the outside right linebacker, and Dave Wyman, the inside left linebacker, made the stop for Stanford. A gain of 5, second down and 5 coming up for UCLA. They have a 14-10 lead, and we're in the second quarter of play. Kevin Nelson, he's got the first down. He's inside the 20 and carries 3 tacklers to the 21-yard line. Kevin Bates, a 3-year letterman from Cincinnati, Ohio, number 86, got Nelson down, but not before he picked up 12 yards and another Bruin first down.
Well, there you see Eatman on the backside trying to cut off pursuit, and the guards pulling, and Kevin Nelson following his block of his fullback, Frank Bruno, perfectly. He stuttered there just for a second when he got about 6 or 7 yards downfield, waited for Bruno to make his block instead of running right up his back and then cut up underneath.
First down at the 21-yard line. Danny Andrews. And Danny carries his tackler over the 10-yard line to pick up the first down. Vaughn Williams, the #1 tackler for Paul Wiggins, got to Andrews at about the 12. And then little Danny, who was 5'11", 170 pounds, just a sophomore, carried him across the 10 to pick up the first down. So a 12-yard gain for Andrews, who now in the ball game has 76 yards and 9 carries. Kevin Nelson has 58 yards and 6 carries. Undoubtedly the best day for Bruin tailbacks all season long. Frank Bruno playing the part of the zoom back as Kevin Nelson tries the middle. There's nothing there, as you can see. So Nelson, gain of about a yard, if that. Tom Brio, number 90, a 6'4" sophomore, 230 pounds, made the stop.
So UCLA came out with a new offensive set where they have one or a single back, and they keep their fullback in the game, put him in a slot position, and put him in motion. That time, Bruno didn't continue across the formation, turned around. They tried to run the tailback right up the middle, and haven't seen that play so far this year or that formation. So they're trying to spring something new on Stanford.
Nelson goes out. Danny Andrews back in there at tailback. He stands behind Frank Bruno in an I formation. 2nd down and 9. Ramsey to throw. He's got a man open, but he overthrows Cormac Carney in the corner of the end zone. Vaughn Williams, number 45, covering on the play. And, boy, that would have been near a miracle had Tom completed that pass to Cormac.
Well, they're trying to do the alley-oop, and you could see the set of the Stanford defense. They had 2 men there. They were doubling both outside receivers, Carney and Townsend, to the bottom of the screen. And Ramsey, I think, was just trying to throw that one away, maybe giving Cormac Carney the opportunity to catch the ball. But Stanford was definitely looking for that particular play.
That was Ramsey's first incomplete pass of the afternoon. He is now 8 of 9. There's the alley-oop, and JoJo Townsend for the touchdown.
Now, Joe, I was just going to have to say, Stanford now is in position that they could try that alley-oop from their defensive set. In the play before, you could see that both safeties were going to go to the outside, just the way they had lined up. And Ramsey, this time, he calls the same play, and they're in a man-to-man defense, and JoJo Townsend turns around on Grissom right there at the end and makes a great catch for a touchdown.
Ramsey has now thrown 19 touchdowns, 1 shy of John Elway. And although the 2 quarterbacks feel that this is not a battle between them, deep down inside, they each want to beat each other so badly that you can taste it.
Who said that they didn't feel that it was a battle between them? They did?
They say that, but don't you believe it? All right, John Lee to try the extra point. He is 32 of 33 this year. And this one is good. So with 5:39 left to go in the first half, UCLA scores its 3rd touchdown. They lead it 21-10.
Four-wheel drive isn't the only great thing about this Toyota. It's just the tip of the iceberg. Introducing the new four-wheel drive Toyota Tercel wagon. Inside, it's enormous. It switches from front wheel to four-wheel drive on command and gives you the best gas mileage of any four-wheel drive car. The Toyota Tercel, a new standard in four-wheel drive. But that's just the tip of the iceberg.
This Bud's for everyone who's got the heart and courage to go the distance. Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser. This Bud's for you.
Hurry, 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 folks. Get your tickets now.
Thursday on Channel 5 in 3D.
See Goliath, the greatest killer in captivity.
Gorilla at Large, the first 3D color movie on Los Angeles television, starring Anne Bancroft, Cameron Mitchell, and Raymond Burr. Get your 3D glasses only at participating Photomat stores and help support the March of Dimes. Then enjoy Gorilla at Large, Thursday at 8 with only 2 intermissions here on Channel 5.
With no change in the score, we pick up action later in the second quarter. Elway from the shotgun formation. Boy, he's got plenty of time, and he hits his tight end Dressel at the UCLA 47-yard line, about a yard shy of the first down. Tackle made by linebacker Neil Delacono, number 39, a 6'2 sophomore from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Delacono had Dressel all the way up the field, and he was bumping him on down, and then he just turned to the outside, and Elway had time and waited for him.
Second down, less than a yard for the first down. Elway going long. He's got a man open. It's Emil Harry. Touchdown, Cardinal. And that's the way it's going to go all afternoon. 47-yard touchdown strike with 51 seconds left to go in the first half. And Stanford will not be denied. They stay right in the ball game.
So UCLA blitzed both of their safeties, Rogers and Lang, and that gave man-to-man coverage to the outside receivers. And here's Jimmy Turner getting beat by Harry. Harry just outruns him on the post pattern, and of course John Elway laid it up perfectly and touchdown Stanford. Of course, they might have done it too quick. There's still 51 seconds left on the clock, and that's plenty of time for what's his name, Tom Ramsey, to come back and do a great job.
Yeah, but when it's there, you got to take it. What a beautiful pass. Elway to Emil Harry, number 10, a 6-foot sophomore from Fountain Valley. Again, many Southern California players on the Stanford team. Number 5 touchdown for Harry as you look at Elway and Paul Wiggin. Good shot of young John. I first met John when he was just a freshman at Granada Hills High School. And he was a lot smaller than he is now. He was about 5'8" when I met him, but what an athlete at that age. And what an arm. He can throw the ball 50 yards in the air when he was a freshman in high school. 51 seconds left to go in the first half. UCLA 21, Stanford 16. Stanford band getting ready to do its thing at halftime. UCLA band poised on the near sideline as well. And John Elway back in the ball game. Obvious the Cardinal going to go for 2 points.
Joe, you see how big that play looms that Kevin Nelson appeared to have interference called against him, and also the holding penalty that took UCLA out of their first down on their drive. And Stanford comes back immediately in just 20 some odd seconds, 30 seconds, scores a touchdown.
Stanford has tried only one 2-point PAT attempt passing. Elway 0 for 1 that time. Let's see what happens now. John in some trouble, throws, and it's caught for the score. Pass caught by Mike Tolliver at the very back line of the end zone. And Stanford is within 3 points of UCLA. Oh, here we go again. What a great pass by Elway. You saw his ability to scramble and pick up the open man, although it didn't appear that Tolliver was very open. I saw 3, maybe 4 Bruins in the area. But the ball rifled to Tolliver, who caught it at the back line of the end. He couldn't step back anymore and still have the plays count.
So this is one of those plays where the quarterback and the receiver just kind of know what's going on, and they've played enough together because Tolliver was covered by Don Rogers. Can't see, some guy's got some guy's head in the picture there, but Tolliver was covered by Tolliver was covered very well by Don Rogers in the end zone, and he just threw it to one side, and Tolliver knew which way he was going and had a touch. 2-point conversion.
Well, with that 47-yard touchdown strike to Emil Harry, Elway has now thrown at least 1 touchdown pass in each of his last 19 games. He's thrown over 200 yards in 28 games. That's an NCAA record. And he may make it 29 today. Doki Williams picks it up in the 15 and gets up to the 30-yard line.
Well, Joe, with 46 seconds left on the 30 with 70 yards to go, that's plenty of time for UCLA and their 2-minute offense to put something together right here.
Both teams very, very explosive. Isn't it something the way Stanford and UCLA play these football games year in and year out, at least since we've been doing the ball games? They've been nail biters. And he has hardly any cuticles left. That's Terry Donahue, the head coach of UCLA. All right, here we go now from the 30-yard line, first down. 46 seconds left in the half. Elway, oh, the pass is dropped by JoJo Townsell. That's probably the only time this year you'll ever see him do that.
Commented, you said Elway, that was Ramsey.
Did I say Elway?
Well, they're such great quarterbacks, both of them. Here's Tom Ramsey, he's back. He's looking for Townsell, who's running a crossing pattern. The ball gets away from Ramsey just a little bit, and then JoJo jumps in the air, and the ball just doesn't have the pace on it. And so the ball's misjudged by Townsell, and of course it falls out of his hands. Could have been a big play.
40 seconds left, second down at the 30. Kevin Nelson in motion. As Cormac Carney at midfield, he falls forward to the Stanford 47-yard line. 23 yards from Ramsey to Cormac Carney and a Bruin first down with 34 seconds left.
So you pretty much could have guessed that UCLA was going to try to go over the middle again and pick up the big yardage and get into hopefully field goal range.
Wayne Hamilton made the stop for Stanford, and UCLA quickly calls a timeout to plot its strategy. 34 seconds left to go in the half. It's been a great half of football so far. UCLA with a 3-point lead on Stanford.
So this is a real opportunity right here for UCLA to finish out the half and put some more points on the board. And of course, you talk about some of the big plays in the game, and they're really missed opportunities by the teams to either score or to keep a drive alive. And for Stanford, it was when Mike Dotterer slipped, and for UCLA, it's when they got penalized and maybe missed an opportunity on a penalty in their last series. Well, here we go.
Here we go again now. 34 seconds left to go in the half. 21-18 UCLA. Ramsey points and throws, and it is incomplete, intended for JoJo Townsell.
Well, that was a great pass by Tom Ramsey. If JoJo Townsell could just grow a little bit. Of course, he's not going to do it out here, but Soderlund, the linebacker, was playing it very well, and Townsell did a great job of getting over the middle, and Ramsey throwing it at just a little bit too high.
You saw Tom direct JoJo as to where to go, jump into that open spot right there, and the pass, like Rob says, a little bit too high. 2nd down and 10. Second sack of the day for the Cardinal, number 75, Pat Mitchell, 6'5" junior from Carmel, Indiana. What a fine rush he put on.
So it appeared that Stanford, when just before UCLA had taken the timeout, they brought in 3 guys. I guess that's their pass rush defense. And Pat Mitchell really does a great job going. He goes by Eatman right here, and he puts the sack on Ramsey, although you can see there's 4 Stanford Cardinal in the backfield, and Ramsey doesn't really have an opportunity to get the ball away. UCLA calls timeout, and Ramsey's over conferring with Donahue.
A loss of 7 yards on that play. 2nd sack of the afternoon for Stanford.
I wonder if that's what they have. It's kind of a pass rush, 3 guys that rush the passer a lot better, and then they've got their standard defensive linemen, Berggren, Jackson, and of course Pat Mitchell is their starting right tackle. Move him out kind of to an end position, and they rush 4 men. Well, Joe, UCLA's got 3rd down, 18 to go, 19 seconds. Now, I'm pretty sure that they won't punt on 4th down. They'll probably try to go for it depending on how much time's left. But it seems like this play should take about 5, 6, 7 seconds. So if they can get into field goal range, then that's what they want to do, so they can try to kick a field goal just before the half.
Bruins with a 3-point lead on the Cardinal right now, 21-18. It's 3rd down and 18 yards to go. The ball at the UCLA 45-yard line. Kevin Nelson in motion. Over the middle, Cormac Carney. And he's tackled at the 39 of Stanford. It appeared that Cormac had the 1st down. When he backtracked to run laterally, he lost it. And it's going to be 4th down and 2 coming up with 4 seconds left to go on the clock. And timeout being called by UCLA with 4 seconds left to go on the clock.
So it took a little bit of time to get that timeout called, but here's a pass right over the middle to Cormac Carney. Now he's got the 1st down right there. When he goes back right here, he loses the 1st down. Now that's real important, because if he picks up the 1st down, it stops the clock, because they got to move the chains. I think that's what Donahue was anticipating, and it didn't happen. The clock didn't stop. I guess they're going to try to kick a field goal from right here. This will be about a, 50-some-odd yard field goal.
John Lee has a long.
It's going to be Ken Potter,
It's going to be Ken Potter, that's right. Potter has a long of 48 yards. He had 2 for 5 in field goals this year. Ken Potter, the kickoff man, 2 for 5. He is the better at long field goal tries. He has a long of 48 this year. This could give the Bruins a 6-point lead at the half. Rick Neuheisel will hold. Potter's kick is up, and it is going to be short and wide to the right. And that is the end of the 1st half. Had a great 1st half it's been. The score, UCLA 21, Stanford 18.
The airline with one of the most modern fleets in all the world still believes in the romance of travel. Singapore girl, you're a great way to fly.
Buying gasoline on a credit card can be confusing these days. Some stations have one price for cash, another price for credit. Well, Shell has one price for both, and we want your credit card business. So right now, you can use our competitors' cards, any oil company credit card, at Shell.
And when you do, I'll send in for a Shell card in your name, Shell, where you pay the same price, cash or credit card.
In search of a mad bomber.
I found out where the plutonium is.
Really? Where?
Los Angeles.
A madman is bent on destruction, and he's taking L.A. with him. Only a superhero can save us. Only a champion with cunning and speed. This is a job for Spider-Man.
Where's Parker?
Are you Spider-Man?
Can Spider-Man clean up the deadly dust? Don't miss this exciting Spider-Man adventure, Sunday at 6 on Channel 5. There's a gorilla at large, in 3D and in color. Thursday at 8, here on Channel 5. KTLA, Los Angeles.
UCLA biologist George Bartholomew is one of the world's most widely traveled professors. His research and filming projects have taken him to many locales, including South Africa, where he studied the huge nests of the sociable weaver bird. The Galapagos Islands provide an exceptional opportunity to study animal behavior, since the animals here have no fear of humans. With film shot in these exotic locales, Dr. Bartholomew can translate his travels and research into learning tools for his students. Here, he supervises the production of a film about the pocket gopher. Through the techniques of film, he's able to offer students immediate access to the data on which the disciplines of animal behavior and animal ecology are based. A classroom lecture, in effect, becomes a field trip. Another film features an African chameleon, male, female, and young. This South American frog can waterproof itself using special glands that secrete waxes and lipids. The fluid is then spread over the entire surface of the body in a series of amazing wiping movements. With his film presentations, Dr. Bartholomew brings the extensive world he has investigated to his students and makes them participants in these unique studies of animal behavior.
How long has it been since you've had ribs? I bet that it's been too long. So when you go to Love's and eat Love's ribs, you'll sing Love's song. Now everybody sing along. Rib lovers love Love's ribs. Rib lovers love Love's ribs.
And America.
Rib lovers love Love's ribs.
An American television premiere, Blood and Honor, the story of Hitler's children.
Germany must live, even if we must die for it.
5 history-making hours.
I'll never see my son ever again.
3 years in the making. The Lost Generation. Sacrificed. In the name of Blood and Honor. Coming to Channel 5 Tuesday, November 30th at 7:30.
Ken Potter will kick off for UCLA. It is going to be Ken Williams back in single safety for the Cardinals as we start the second half of play. Williams with an average return of 24 yards a carry, but he has not yet returned one this afternoon. Ken Potter has kicked the ball well enough to disallow any kind of a return by number 9, Ken Williams. Some halftime stats for you. It is 21-18 UCLA score-wise. First downs, the Bruins with 18, Stanford 12. Total yardage, UCLA 324, Stanford 247. Ramsey 11 of 15 for 164 yards and a touchdown. Elway 12 of 17, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 173 yards. All right, here we go now. John Elway will put it in play. Shotgun formation from the 20-yard line. Look at the time he's got. Intended receiver, Emil Harry, number 10. And the pass out of bounds and incomplete. But the time Elway had, my goodness.
Joe, I kind of feel like this is a key series of downs. Of course, Stanford, if they score a touchdown here, can regain or can take the lead for the first time. And UCLA defensively needs to stop them right after the half.
I think the momentum on this game is like in a merry-go-round. Whoever gets the gold ring last will win it.
Well, somebody's got to take it right now because it's just up for grabs. I think Elway's calling an audible right here.
Mike Dotterer. Dotterer ran by number 64, David Randall, who is playing left defensive tackle now. That Irv Eatman is an offensive lineman. Randall ran by him. Dotterer picked up 5 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 5 coming up.
Appeared as if UCLA came out in a defense which they had 2 deep and 5 underneath zones, and Elway just took off his pass and went to a running play.
White and Dotterer, the setbacks on either side of Elway. 3rd down and 5. And Vincent White with a clutch grab at the 34-yard line for a Stanford first down. White went up the ladder pretty well. He's only 5'8". He did a fine job of going up and catching the ball of Elway.
Well, Joe, what happens here is that Elway gets White underneath the linebackers, and the linebackers drop. We're just a little bit too far right there. You got Mike Durden and Jimmy Turner playing in their defensive back positions, but really playing the short zones, and the play happened right in front of them.
1st down and 10 from the 34. Vincent White brought down by number 33, linebacker Eugene Leone, right about the line of scrimmage. If they placed the ball properly, he would have lost a yard, maybe 2.
Well, Joe, on that play, you had Dotterer running over the middle and then Vincent White coming out right behind them. It's a pattern that they run in professional football quite often. You let your defensive players get downfield, and the linebacker from the backside has to come all the way over and make the play on that back coming out of the backfield, and UCLA did a good job covering it.
Loss of 2, 2nd down and 12. Blanchard Montgomery putting the pressure on. Vincent White has the pass. He's at the 40 and out of bounds. Oh, what a hit. Doug West, number 41, just about took the helmet off of number 22, Vincent White. Watch the collision when White turns upfield and reaches the 40-yard line.
Well, that's a surprise more than anything else, I think, by Vincent White. I think he expects his offensive lineman right here to make the block, and he misses him, and Doug West flies right over him and hits Vincent White. What happened there was the offensive lineman didn't stay up on his feet. He needs to stay on his feet. He threw at Doug West, and, of course, he'll get chewed out for that on the films.
3rd down and 4. The afternoon will be full of 3rd down situations in this second half. Vincent White, 1st down. Lupe Sanchez slipped and fell at the 48-yard line. And when White caught the pass, he already had the 1st down. He turned upfield, got 12 yards in all.
Well, there's a quick isolation there on Vincent White. Like you said, Lupe Sanchez had to bump the wide receiver, and when they run to the wide side of the field like that, you get a big separation. The cornerback, this time being Lupe Sanchez, has to push the wide receiver to the outside so that he doesn't get inside quickly, and then he has to come in to make that play on Vincent White.
Elway has 200 yards passing, the 29th time in his career he's done that. That is an NC2A record that he holds. 1st down at the UCLA 47-yard line. Mike Dotterer. Dotterer necktied by Blanchard Montgomery going through the line. He dragged Blanchard about 2 yards, came down at the 42-yard line. So a gain of 4 yards for Dotterer.
Well, UCLA is going to have to get a lot more help out of their inside linebackers, at least in this game, to try to counteract that running game, because Stanford's doing a real good job on the ground. They're able to move the ball, and that puts a lot more pressure on the defensive backs.
Dotterer comes out, fullback Kulana Park, number 32, in the backfield with Vincent White. 2nd down. White caught the ball, but his shoulder landed outside, and the pass is disallowed.
Well, he's kind of laying out of bounds when the ball, when he does catch the ball. It's a good scramble by John Elway. What happens here is Vincent White's running down the field, and Don Rogers loses sight of him, and White comes straight back up the sideline, and here he kind of slips to the outside. You'll see right there that when he does land, I don't know, that's a questionable call. It looked like he might have been in.
Looked like a good reception to me from our vantage point.
Maybe he didn't have control of the ball is all. It looked like he might have bobbled it just a little bit there.
That could be it. 3rd down now, 5 to go. Dressel, the tight end, in motion. Blanchard Montgomery, a former teammate of Elway at Granada Hills High School. And the pass is broken up at the 20-yard line. What a great play by Larry Thomas and Mike Durden. Mike Durden, 29, Larry Thomas, number 20. Watch Blanchard Montgomery at the bottom of your screen drive Elway out of the backfield.
Well, Elway did a great job. He set up Blanchard Montgomery. He made it feel like he was going to stay right there. And what Montgomery needed to do there was break down and not let Elway get away so easily. But what a great job by Larry Thomas, who came back on that pass when he saw it thrown. He didn't hesitate at all. Came right in and broke up the play.
Trip Harden. His punt. 2nd punt of the day. Lupe Sanchez in single safety at the 10-yard line. Harden goes for the coffin corner and doesn't quite get it. This ball will be placed upfield just a little bit.
Well, he did a good job, looked like, Joe, but they're moving it up to about the 9 or 10-yard line.
Not too bad. Not a bad coffin.
Joe, as you look back on that series, we said it was a big series. I think that UCLA stopping Stanford, and they gained about 20, 30 yards, but good job defensively for UCLA to be able to stop them. Big play by Larry Thomas.
34-yard kick by Harden. His first one went 44 yards. So now Tom Ramsey will lead the Bruins in their first possession of the 2nd half from the 9-yard line.
That's where they started the first half, isn't it, Joe?
Exactly. 21-18, the Bruins on top at the moment. That is very likely to change for both teams. Danny Andrews. Look at Danny Andrews run outside the 20-yard line, and a flag on the play, so hold everything. Might have a face mask against Stanford.
It looks like the flag's right there at the tackle. Most likely it is a face masking penalty. There's a good look. Chris Yelich making a great block on the lead there. There you see the face mask on Danny Andrews, but what a great shot by our cameraman. And what UCLA is doing so well right here is they're not only blocking well, but the running backs are following the blocks. Remember last week how they got a little wide on their routes? Here's a call.
Face mask, defense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
So Andrews gains 11 on the ground. 5-yard for incidental face masking. And the Bruins have a 1st down at the 26.5-yard line. Cormac Carney goes in motion. Kevin Nelson tackled, hit at the line of scrimmage, and leaned for about a yard, maybe 2, not much more.
Appeared that Stanford there, guessing that UCLA was running on 1st down and had a slant on, very difficult to block. Of course, if you had a pass on that particular play, it would have been easy to be able to pick it up for pass protection.
Terry Jackson, the nose guard, number 67, and Garen Varus, the outside left linebacker, combined for the stop. Gain of about 1.5 yards. So let's call it 2nd down and 8 for UCLA. Dokie Williams at the 42-yard line.
There's a funny play. Vaughn Williams could see Tom Ramsey signaling Dokie Williams to come in, and then Ramsey did a great job. Now watch him signal Dokie to kind of continue over the middle, and then he threw it behind him just a little bit, and Williams never had a chance to get it, but a good catch by Dokie Williams, and of course that play could have gone either way.
So 1st down for UCLA at their own 41-yard line. They have a 3-point lead at the moment. Danny Andrews caught up at the line of scrimmage, finally tackled by the nose guard, number 67, Terry Jackson, a 6'6", 250-pound sophomore from Washington, D.C.
Well, not a whole lot of running room that time, Joe. It looks like Danny Andrews was trying to get outside, got UCLA offensive interference, got all spread out. Terry Jackson came in and made the tackle on Andrews, and Stanford has got to do that more, stop that UCLA running attack.
Andrews leaves the ball game now temporarily with 96 yards. Kevin Nelson now at tailback. Paul Bergman will lead Nelson around, or is it a reverse? It is to JoJo. And he is necktied at the 44-yard line by number 58, Gary Wimmer. Almost looked like Stanford expected that play to come right at that moment.
Well, a lot of good blocks on this play, but JoJo Townsend really, like you said, gets necktied by Weimer. There you see he's getting outside. Nobody to block Weimer, and JoJo tries to put a move on him right there. A little stutter step. Weimer doesn't go for it. He takes him back. No gain on the play.
And a timeout being called on the field.
Officials timeout.
So with 10 minutes left to go in the third quarter, score remains UCLA 21, Stanford 18.
The way your car's been knocking, doesn't merging into fast traffic make you nervous?
No more knocks. Now we've got star power.
Texaco Star Power. Extra power when Texaco Super Unleaded helps knock out the knocks. Compare a car knocking with regular unleaded fuel to the same car with Star Power. Star Power can help give you more car power.
See, Marie? No sweat.
Oh, it's wonderful, but shouldn't we be heading north?
Star Power for car power.
Some things speak for themselves.
Third down and 7 for UCLA. Good shot at Tom Ramsey. Offensive guard Chris Yelich, number 66. Frank Bruno to the 40-yard line, 35, 30, and he's powering his way to the 25-yard line. Frank Bruno with a 29-yard pass and run from Tom Ramsey.
This is Frank Bruno, Joe, at his best. He just loves to get the ball and get loose out downfield, 225, 230 pounds. But the great job here is Ramsey scrambling around. There's some good blocks inside by the offensive lineman. There's a missed tackle by Jackson, but Ramsey just drops it off to Frank Bruno. Now he gets the big guy from McCutcheon, New Jersey, gets going. Now he makes a good cutback right here. This guy's big to make a cutback like that. Takes two Stanford Cardinals out of it and just continues down the field.
First down at the 25. Kevin Nelson trying to go outside, pulls away from one man and fumbled the ball out of bounds. And he picked up an extra yard in the process. The man he pulled away from was number 86, Kevin Bates. Watch Bates grab his jersey right about here, and he'll pull away and then fumble downfield for an extra yard.
Well, he does a good job. He does fumble, but he does a good job getting upfield. But you know why that happened is Kevin Nelson got outside the block. Brian Wiley was knocking his man outside. He needs to cut up inside of that block, although there's a little pressure there. You got to run behind your blocking.
Second down and 7, gain of 3. Frank Cephas.
But it looked like that play stopped immediately. Frank was running in there real quickly, and all of a sudden he just got pulled down.
Terry Jackson, the nose guard. As you look at a few more of the old regime of song leaders.
Joe, they're not that old.
Well, they're 2 or 3 years old. Former.
They look like they're about 25, not 2 or 3. So talking about Kevin Nelson on that outside play, when you have great speed, you like to get outside and utilize it.
Third down and 3. Danny Andrews. Andrews down around the 16-yard line. Boy, that's going to be very close to the first down.
So I think he may have the first down.
You need to mark the ball. They had to get inside the 16, and they might have done that.
Danny Andrews did a great job going over the top. There wasn't a whole lot of room here, but Danny Andrews follows right there. You see he cut right up underneath Frank Bruno's block, and there was a Stanford player down on the field, fell forward. I think he has the first down, though.
Say, if you like sports as much as I do, you know Budweiser goes great with any sport. Whether you're a participant or a spectator, call on the king of beers. First down, UCLA. Boy, they barely made it. Danny Andrews now has an even 100 yards in the ball game and 14 carries. Kevin Nelson 63 yards and 9 carries. Cephas 24 yards and 5 carries. So a big day for sophomore Danny Andrews out of Banning High School. Ball at the 15-yard line. First down. Paul Bergman, the tight end, at the 5. And he's out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Paul Bergman of UCLA, but another first down for the Bruins. Matt Sutherland, the inside left linebacker, a 6'2 sophomore from Boise, Idaho, number 47, got him out of bounds.
But that's going a long way to say that Sutherland got him out of bounds, because watch what happens here. Bergman really lowers the boom on a couple of guys right there.
Sutherland pushed him out of bounds. 203 yards for Ramsey passing. He is now 14 of 18. First down, first and goal from just inside the 5. Frank Cephas. How about that for contact at the line of scrimmage?
Great job by the inside linebackers for Stanford. You'll see Frank Cephas now. There's a lot of traffic right here, and he tries to jump over the pile, and Soderlund meets him right there in the air. That's one of the reasons why they say if you're going to jump down towards the goal line, you got to go up and over and get your head as a projectile out. But if you jump straight up, there's a lot of body to hit.
Boy, there was that time. Soderlund and Williams combined to stop Cephas. They give him about a 7-inch gain. So call it second down and goal from the 5. Play action fake. Ramsey would like to throw. He does, and he throws it away. Throwing for Paul Bergman. I think he thought maybe Bergman could stop his momentum and come back for the ball. But Tom threw it at a good spot.
That's right, Joe. Bergman was going to the outside, and he was well covered by the Stanford player to the outside, so he figured that, well, I'll throw it behind Bergman, and maybe Paul will just turn around and make the catch. That's the safest play to throw it.
Third down and goal from the 5.
Well, Joe, UCLA putting together a long drive starting at the 9-yard line.
Touchdown, UCLA. JoJo Townsell.
What a great play by Townsell, getting open. You know, the hardest place to get open is right down there on about the 5-yard line. The reason why it's so hard is you don't have any place to run. You can't fake the guy deep because you just run out of the end zone. Tom Ramsey on the roll to his left. He does it so well, and he throws a great pass low to the outside. JoJo Townsell comes back for it. Beats Grissom in the left side of the end zone down there. What a great play. Here's another look at it. The fake inside, and Ramsey on the rollout, and he puts it right to the outside. And JoJo Townsell comes right back up and catches it right in that little corner of the end zone.
John Lee will try the extra point. And this one is up, and it's good. So with 7:29 left to go in quarter number 3. It's UCLA 28, Stanford 18.
Folks, please shop at National Lumber. We want you to be our customer. We need you so much. Oh, don't go anywhere else. We appreciate you the most.
Please come to National Lumber. We want your business. I'll even behave and not do bad things like this. Bad dog, bad dog.
The Quickset 880 Deadlock with a free matching entry lock set, both for $13.97 at National Lumber.
If you don't shop at National Lumber, he'll eat a worm and die.
Then you'll be stuck with him.
National Lumber.
Dan Gurney and his Toyota Supra challenged Pikes Peak. This road has been challenging cars since 1916.
And sometimes it wins.
The Peak has curves that challenge Supra's independent suspension and rack and pinion steering.
Holds the road better than some race cars.
Inclines push the Supra's electronically fuel-injected twin-cam 6, the 1983 Toyota Celica Supra. It takes the right stuff to challenge the Peak.
And this is the right stuff.
Monday. Los Angeles is caught in the grip of fear as Ben takes over where Willard left off.
Willard Stiles trained thousands of intelligent rats. Don't put me on.
They're out there, millions of them, Mother Nature is on a rampage, and only one person can make him do what he wants. Or can he?
Those rats killed 3 people.
Mother Nature Strikes Back week begins with Ben. Monday at 8 here on Channel 5.
There has been no change in the scoring, so we pick up action late in the 4th quarter. Through 3 quarters of play, John Elway, 21 of 30, 273 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Ramsey for UCLA, 16 of 21 for 222 yards and 2 touchdowns. Right now it's 4th down, about 1.5 yards to go for Stanford, and it appears they're going to go for it. They trail by 10 as we begin the final quarter of play.
I think this is a decision that Wigan makes, that he's got his best team on the field. That's his offense with John Elway. You go for it.
First down, Stanford.
That's the same play they scored the touchdown on, Joe. It's Dotterer on the lead play. What I mean by lead is your fullback will lead up in there, and then Dotterer will follow him. There you see good block by the guard. He bumps Kenny Page over, and Lee Knowles, the linebacker, filling. Real good hole in there. Kenny Page coming back. Blanchard Montgomery falling in late. And Dotterer picks up about 4 or 5. First down.
Ball at the 11-yard line. Vincent White, stutter stepping his way, picked up about 1 yard, maybe 2 to the 9. Tackle made by Lee Knowles, number 85. Keep in mind, too, Rob, remember in the first half when Carl Morgan, the veteran nose guard, went out, he has not yet returned. Mark Ferguson, number 50, playing the nose guard spot and doing a fine job. But without Morgan, that's got to hurt you in the middle of that defensive line.
Well, Morgan and Ron Butler is not playing at all today. Ron Butler was injured, had a knee injury last week against Washington in the first series of downs and missed just, you know, pretty much that whole game, and now is out again. And here's Stanford calling another timeout, it looks like. And so they've taken 2 of them so far, and they've only got 1 left, and that could prove to be a big problem for them if, in fact, they're behind and they're trying to call some timeouts in their last series of downs. But UCLA defensively, we were talking about the injuries, and also Irv Eatman moving off that first team. So you got Tom Sullivan that's been injured, Irv Eatman that changed offense, and Morgan and Butler that are all not in there.
14:03 left to go on the ball game. UCLA leading by 10 at the moment. It is 28-18.
You know, you don't have to be a star to have your car treated like one. Texaco thinks every car should be treated like a star with good maintenance and our good gasoline. High-octane Texaco Super Unleaded, Texaco Regular, or Texaco Unleaded. All with protective and detergent additives. So, when you drive, see your independent Texaco retailer for our good gasoline. Trust your car to the products with a star.
John Elway has completed another trip to the sideline. As Rob told you a moment ago, Stanford has 1 timeout left. The Bruins have 3, and that may or may not prove important later on. The fact is now the Cardinals are down this far. They're at the Bruin 9-yard line. They want to score now. Bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush and all that stuff.
Well, UCLA offensively has been very strong this afternoon. They've really stopped themselves the couple of times that they were moving down the field. Fumbles have hurt them. The fumble has become a little bit of a problem for UCLA last couple weeks.
Last couple weeks. All right, here we go now. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Stanford has to get inside the 1 for another first down. Play action fake. And I think Elway slipped and fell, although Eugene Leone, number 33, was certainly on the scene.
Well, we talked about this side of the field being a little bit mushy, and I agree with you. John does slip. Well, when he sees Eugene Leone right there, he tries to plant and get up underneath. The tackle, the guard for Stanford, doesn't get out there fast enough. Brent Martin who's playing guard there. He's a backup, and he didn't get out there when he saw the linebacker coming quick enough, and Elway had to try to plant and get back in. A little bit soft down there, couldn't do it.
A loss of 7 yards. 3rd down and 15. Ball at the 15-yard line. Elway gets it away to his tight end, Chris Dressel, and he just gets back to the line of scrimmage and not much more.
What a great
check
play.
it out, he lost 5 yards. Dressel loses 5 more.
But what a great play by John Elway. Looked like he was just throwing it away. UCLA puts a big rush on there. You see Neil Delacono playing off Dressel. Dressel staying in the block. He's not supposed to be a pass receiver on this play. And here's Elway. He sees somebody in a white jersey and tosses him the ball. It happens to be Dressel, as the tight end. And he picks up, starts to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Credit that UCLA defense.
Good play defensively, yes.
Boy, I'll say. All right, here's Mark Harmon. He'll kick it from the 27, 37-yard attempt. He has a 48 long this year. And this one is up, and it's good. So we're heading for another one of those very big endings, the nail-biters. 12:32 left to go in the ball game. UCLA 28, Stanford 21.
Introducing the totally new 1983 Toyota Tercel. Its front-wheel drive is only the tip of the iceberg. This Tercel is the lowest-priced Toyota you can buy. It has more room than any other subcompact and gives you more mileage than ever before. The new Toyota Tercel. It's a new standard in front-wheel drive, but that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Tercel!
Name.
Some airlines take forever to check you in.
Smoking or none.
Can turn a quick trip into a long ordeal.
Window or aisle.
At Southwest Airlines,
Thank you.
we believe you should spend your time flying, not checking in.
Luggage.
If you like our low fares, you're going to love our Southwest Spirit.
10 flights daily to Phoenix.
Its designation, Minolta Program System X700. It is computerized automation or total creativity. If you choose, you set nothing, even with flash. It is unmanned 35mm photography where camera is robot. It is quartz calendar dating, the Minolta X700, winner of the first European Camera of the Year award. Only from the mind of Minolta.
They're out there, and they're seeking revenge. All next week, your worst fears come true when Mother Nature strikes back. Monday through Friday at 8 with only 2 intermissions each. An entire week of an ecological nightmare on the Channel 5 movie theater, culminating in a Los Angeles television premiere Thursday with Gorilla at Large in 3D and color, and Revenge of the Creature on Friday. Mother Nature strikes back, all next week on Channel 5.
Mark Harmon will kick it off. It's going to JoJo Townsell at the 4-yard line. And Townsell able to get back to the 23.
JoJo did a good job running there. He saw there was no place to go and just stuck it right up in the middle there and picked up what yards he could. I think JoJo Townsell's a fine player. He's going to do real well in the future professional football if he chooses to go into it.
Well, JoJo on kickoff returns, averaging about 28 yards, along with Doki Williams. Those two of the finest in the country right there. JoJo out to the left side. Cormac Carney flank to the right. Ball at the 24-yard line as Carney goes in motion. Townsell with a circus act. He catches the ball at the 35. By the time he moved upfield, he got to the 39. And a 16-yard gain. That's the second time we've seen him bobble the ball like that.
Well, Cormac Carney ran a pattern right straight up the field, and then JoJo Townsell ran up the field and came back right underneath where Carney had cleared it out. And there you see the zone right there that's trying to cover him. But here's the juggling act by JoJo Townsell. He bobbled it a little bit and then turned it upfield. Look at all those white shirts there now.
That is a hot potato. Frank Bruno. Bruno rolled over the umpire, who is right behind the linebacker, Gary Kearns. Duval Love leading the way, and Frank picks up what looks to be about 9 yards.
Well, Frank felt that the UCLA running game would do well against Stanford up front, and it's that offensive line, Wingall and Steve Williams and Irv Eatman and Duval Love, Dan Duper, really clearing out some big holes today. A lot of yards rushing.
Second down, a yard to gain. 11:30 left to go in the ball game. 28-21 UCLA. Frank Cephas. And he's got the first down if they place the ball at midfield.
Joe, you might ask the question, and a lot of Bruin fans may ask the question, why are they running so much now? You know, UCLA has passed the ball so well all year. Tom Ramsey, such a great passer, but the best thing to do when you're playing against a great passer, and we're saying this again, is to keep the ball on the ground if you can, to pick up those first downs, grind the yards out, run the time off the clock, and score.
As long as you have the lead.
Right. Yeah, if you're behind, then you got to go to the air.
That's right. 28-21 UCLA. Ball at midfield with a first down. Play action fake. Ramsey would like to throw this time, and he's got Cormac Carney, but it is disallowed at the 37-yard line.
Well, there's another. Well, that guy called the same guy that called Vincent White out of bounds has called this one out of bounds. Here's the same play that I was telling you about before. Ramsey on the bootleg. Now, no question in my mind what I'd do if I was a quarterback, but he's got such confidence in that arm. We're not going to be able to see whether or not he was in, but there you see he's laying out. He's got his feet in bounds, and he's saying that his shoulder had hit the ground before, you know, his feet were in. Maybe his feet were off the ground. It's hard to say.
Second down and 10. JoJo Townsell, the ball complete at the 40-yard line. They'll place it at the 39. That's going to be very close to the first down. Ball placement here, very, very important.
There's also an injured fan. This guy is an injured player down right here, and
whoever designed these dugouts as player benches really has to have his head examined. That is the worst bench in any stadium in the nation. Why would you want to dig out an area so players coming off the field can fall into it like what just happened? That doesn't make any sense at all.
Joe, the doctor right there is Don Bunce, who was a former quarterback at Stanford. He was the most valuable player of a Rose Bowl game here. I talked with him before the game. He said he had a lot of nostalgic feelings as he walked into the Rose Bowl. They beat Stanford. Stanford beat Michigan that year.
13-12. Don was the last Stanford quarterback to play in a Rose Bowl game.
Well, here's another look at the play, and we're going to get a chance to see Don Bunce get hit here. And
here's that dumb dugout. I just don't understand that at all.
Ooh, that looks terrible. That's terrible. Joe, UCLA Bruin football is also brought to you by the makers of Texaco Super Unleaded Gasoline. Its higher octane helps knock out the knocks.
First down. Up the middle, Frank Cephas on a draw, and Cephas breaks the 35. He comes down at the 33-yard line. Tackle made there by right side linebacker Kevin Bates, number 86, a 6'4" senior out of Cincinnati, Ohio.
Joe, a very successful running play. That's the rollout running play, the rollout run play off the rollout, and Frank Cephas picks up good yardage, and so now Stanford's got to protect against that a little bit better.
Second down and 4 to go. Kevin Nelson trying to get outside. Garen Varus, number 80, turned him around, and then a couple of other white shirts came up to put him away. So Kevin just not quick enough yet to get outside. He had a long way to go to get outside, though, Rob.
Well, he did. He tried to use his speed, but Varus, a very fast linebacker. He's a big guy too, Varus, and he tracked him down. That's the way it happened. Nelson was trying to beat him to the outside, and Varus caught him.
No gain on the play. Third down and 4. Danny Andrews, Brian Wiley now the tandem. Wiley the fullback. Andrews coming in motion toward the near sideline and turning back away. Ball knocked down by the nose guard, Terry Jackson, number 67. What a big play by Jackson. That brings up a 4th and 4 situation, and the Bruins are going to go for the field goal attempt.
Yeah, there's Jackson. He's taking a big high five from everybody he can. Really what happened was he got blocked. And he was just kind of loafing around the line of scrimmage, and he stuck out his arm when he saw the pass thrown and made the big play.
Here comes a 50-yard field goal attempt by John Lee. He has a long this year of 41. Ooh, this looks good. And it is good. A 50-yarder by freshman John Lee. And UCLA now has a 10-point lead.
Toyota presents a truck that gives you the feeling that you're one shrewd shopper. The 1983 Toyota Standard truck, $59.98. You shopped around, and it paid off. In a truck that seats 3, can be loaded to the gunnels, and isn't afraid to flex its muscle now and then. Now, how do you feel about that $59.98?
Like somebody did it right.
What a feeling, Toyota.
Some things speak for themselves.
Well, that fellow you saw getting pummeled in the dugout, he already has a bad right leg. Now they've wrapped his ankle. That's a bad day for him.
I saw him before the game, and he was, he's looking at the camera now. He's talking to Bunty. Man, I just tell you, this isn't my year.
What am I doing here?
I get hurt being hurt.
By the way, that 50-yard field goal by John Lee is not a record. The record is 55 yards by Frank Corral in 1976 against Oregon. But what a job by John Lee, a 50-yarder, his longest as a Bruin. And the Bruins have a 10-point lead with 9:36 left to go in the ball game. Ken Potter will kick it off. Ken Williams standing back at his own end zone. And he will catch the ball 7 yards deep and not run it back.
That's a big asset. Ken Potter kicking it out of the end zone or kicking it so deep they can't run it back every time. Very rarely do they get a run it back. Well, Joe, here comes another one. 9 minutes and 36 seconds left to go.
Get those nails ready. Get them up by your mouth, because here come the Stanford Cardinal. This is when the game really gets to the nitty-gritty. 9 minutes, 36 seconds left. The Bruins lead by 10. So that was a big field goal by John Lee. Stanford now needs a touchdown and a field goal, unless they convert for 2 points to tie. Vincent White. And late hit there, and there's the flag. Mark Ferguson with a late hit, and the flag thrown.
Well, it's definitely what you don't need from UCLA. What you want them to do is work for everything they're going to make, and here they just drop off a little pass to the halfback in the backfield. You're going to give him that. See, he only catches it 2 yards down the field. You got to be a little bit closer than that. Blanchard Montgomery way off, and here's the late hit by Ferguson. What helped that play was that Blanchard Montgomery was so far away from Vincent White. Now here's 15 more yards, and Terry Donahue is trying to talk to the official.
He's saying, how can that man call it when the official was, one official was right there on the play?
Dead ball.
The other guy probably had a better angle.
On the defense. First down.
Well, that'll hurt you, and we'll see if it does. It gives Stanford 15 more yards. They are now at their own 44-yard line with a first down. 9:20 left to go in the ball game. Vincent White tackled by Lupe Sanchez at the 48-yard line. So a gain of 6 yards.
Well, what Stanford wants to do is nickel and dime it right here. They just want to pick up 4 or 5 yards, give it to White out of the backfield, Dotterer, pick up these short gains, and then they're going to come back with the time bomb, you know, go over the top. There's Terry Donahue. He's, like you said, biting his nails. Wiggins walking up and down the sideline. He's not in the best position. He's down. 8:50 left.
Stanford trying to win its 6th game. UCLA with a record of 7-1-1, trying to go to a bowl. Vincent White, big hole up the middle, and the little guy scoots through it and gets all the way down to the 44-yard line for the first down. 7 yards on the gain for White, a 5'8" senior from Denver, Colorado.
Good little trap play right here, and Stanford has run it very well. Matt Moran, the guard, makes a good block once again. This time it's on Ferguson, and Vincent White follows it right up the field and picks up some good yards.
44-yard line with the first down. Look at Elway dump it off to Dotterer, and he's loose to the 33-yard line, and another Stanford first down. Elway is incredible.
There's no question about that. What a great play by John Elway. There you see the fake. It's a screen pass to Dotterer. There he is hiding behind the guard. Elway's watching him, and he's got a lot of pressure. Of course, on a screen pass, you'd like to have some kind of a dog or a blitz on. Of course, UCLA had that on earlier in the game. It didn't work so well.
12 yards and a first down. Ball at the 33-yard line. Play action fake. John going over the middle. At the 11-yard line, he's got little Vincent White and another Stanford first down. 21 yards from Elway to Vincent White.
Vincent White, a great running back out of the backfield. There you see him leave at the top of the screen. He's trying to break the seam right in the middle of the field right there. And Don Rogers, who's got to cover both sides, sees the wide receiver coming down the sideline, and Vincent White coming up the middle. A lot of ground to cover, and White makes a great catch on a perfect pass by Elway. I guess Elway got hurt on that play, and he's out of the game.
Well, we'll check on that in just a moment. You may be wondering about White. Although he's a tailback, he is the leading Stanford receiver, now with 57 on the year. Steve Cottrell, the new quarterback, young fella out of Notre Dame High School in Sherman Oaks. Out to Dotterer. He's at the 10, the 5, and he's down at the 1-yard line. And I think that'll give the Cardinal another first down. John Elway, meanwhile, is being tended to on the sideline.
Well, Cottrell comes out, and his first play is a pass play. You wouldn't expect anything else. And he delivers it to Dotterer on a little safety valve type of pass, and he's got blockers out in front of him, and Dotterer turns it right up the field. He doesn't waste any time. Just about scores right here.
And a timeout being called by UCLA. So John Elway on the sideline, and it looks like they're looking at his right knee or right hand. I can't tell. He has his hand on his knee. It's very difficult to tell. But we'll update you on the health of John Elway in just a moment. 7 minutes, 28 seconds left to go in the ball game. 31-21, UCLA.
People say you're a bratty TV personality.
Me? Mr. Nice Guy? Not me. Must be some of these other guys.
They say our commercials are goofy, and if it weren't for specials like this, they'd switch us off.
Stains, seals, and finishes. McCloskey Tongue Seal Wood Stain and great shades for furniture, flooring, and paneling.
Are we really that silly?
National Lumber.
This was my car in '74, in '76, in '78, '80, '82, and who knows how much longer. So I'm protecting it with regular maintenance and fortified fuels at Texaco.
91-octane Texaco Super Unleaded, fortified with Texaco's additives to help protect your fuel system from rust and help keep your carburetor clean.
With good care, a car could last 10, 15 years.
All right, Stanford with a 1st and goal inside the 1-yard line. They trail by 10. Dotterer, touchdown, Cardinal.
So it's real questionable. UCLA called a timeout right when Stanford went down to the 1-yard line. Very unopportune time to call a timeout. I don't know how that happened. But Stanford took it right in on the next play. Dotterer.
You say that because it gave them chance to...
Well, no, it's not so much you lose the opportunity to time out. I don't know what you can do. They got the ball on about the half-foot yard line. They've got a good opportunity to score right there. There's not really a lot of that you can do in a timeout right down there. Maybe readjust your defense a little bit, but, you know, that's not the best, I think, use of the timeout.
All right, they're going for 2 points. It's knocked down by Eugene Leone of UCLA. Number 33, Eugene Leone. That pass intended for 26, Tolliver, but Leone slapped at it and knocked it out of the air.
Well, Joe, Stanford's going to make it so that this game doesn't end in a tie, which is good, and Cottrell comes out here, and Eugene Leone does a great job. He blocks it down, and is going for number 26, Mike Tolliver, in the end zone.
So the Bruins still have a 4-point lead with 7:25 left to go in the contest.
Toyota presents a truck that gives you the feeling.
The feeling that you're driving a sports machine.
1983 Toyota Sport Truck with a 5-speed manual overdrive or an optional 4-speed automatic overdrive with a suspension system that lets you love the road and the ride. It's like a sports car with a 7-foot trunk. Now, how did that feel?
Like somebody did it right.
What a feeling, Toyota.
Some things speak for themselves.
Mark Harmon will kick it off for Stanford. Dookie Williams and JoJo Townsell back deep for the Bruins. Kid coming up short. JoJo's going to catch it at the 13-yard line. And he is tripped up at the 23, falls at the 23. Tackle made there by number 17, Darrell Grissom.
So Mark Harmon, the style of kickoff that Stanford likes to do is they kick it high and short. So you're not going to get a long return, but there's really not much of a chance that you're going to break it either unless you can really put together some moves and separation. UCLA women's basketball season tickets priced at only $25 are on sale now at the UCLA Central Ticket Office. The 1982-83 season charge covers 15 action-packed home games in Poly Pavilion, including defending national champion Louisiana Tech and crosstown rival USC. Call UCLA 101 for information.
Kevin Nelson on the draw in the backfield, gets up to the 26-yard line for a gain of 2. Tackle made by number 92, Dave Wyman, and number 48, Kevin Baird.
So right now, the UCLA fans are getting a little antsy. They're saying, don't sit on this lead, Terry.
Here we go
but,
again, that's right.
Well, one thing that you got to appreciate is that there's 6 minutes and 56 seconds left, and UCLA doesn't want to start throwing the ball. They're in the upper hand right now. They've got a 4-point lead.
By the way, John Elway is up, and he appears to be okay, walking on the sideline, injured his left leg. Cormac Carney. And Kevin Baird drops him at the 22-yard line. 61 yards. Tom Ramsey to Cormac Carney. And you talk about poise. Everybody talks about the poise of Elway. Check this play on Tom Ramsey's part.
Well, they're taking pages out of each other's book. There's no question about that. Tom Ramsey, and this is that formation that Stanford hasn't seen, and Ramsey just lets the ball go at the last minute to Cormac Carney, and he really turns on the speed right there. He outruns Grissom, and now he doesn't have the angle on Baird. Baird's got the angle on him, and he tries to cut back, does a good job, and Baird, being one of their best players, makes the tackle on Carney, and what a great play.
Tom Ramsey, 19 of 26, 299 yards in the ball game passing.
There's a real nice run right there by Danny Andrews. Nothing outside. He just turned it up and ran as hard as he could right up the middle.
Linebacker Matt Soderlin, number 47, and the free safety Vaughn Williams, number 45, combined for the stop as Terry Donahue gets antsier and antsier and antsier by the minute.
He breathed a big sigh of relief when he saw Cormac Carney running around the sideline right in front of him.
Andrews gained 5 and a 2nd down and 5. Frank Cephas.
That's exactly what UCLA wants. A couple running plays and about 20, 35, 40 seconds off the clock each time they do that.
Kevin Baird made the stop on Cephas, who picked up 2, so 3rd down and 3 coming up. The ball just inside the Stanford 17-yard line. JoJo Townsell to the left and Cormac Carney to the right. Frank Bruno, the fullback, and Frank Cephas, the tailback. Tight end Paul Bergman set to the left side. Ramsey all the way down to the 6-yard line, and another UCLA 1st down. Look at Tom celebrate his run. Fine job by Ramsey. Dave Wyman, number 92, made the stop, but Tom got 9 yards out of it.
Well, here's Tom Ramsey on the rollout to his left. That's the tough pass, and right here he's deciding to run, and he slows down a little bit there, and then he just outruns the defense, and he kind of slides in there unsuspectingly to him, and he picks up about 7 or 8 yards. He knew he had the first down, and then that big yardage came.
First and goal at the 7 with 5 minutes left in the ball game. Danny Andrews. Out of bounds at the 5.
Sure, Terry Donahue wishes he would have stayed inbounds.
Kevin Baird made the stop from his left cornerback spot. Danny now has 136 yards and 19 carries.
You know, it's a funny thing to do. You're running to the sideline like that, and you're going to be carried out of bounds. You don't want to try to lose yardage, but you got to stay in bounds. And the thing that what you need to do then is just stop or try to dive onto the ground, you know, rather than let the guy carry out.
Second down goal from the 5. Ramsey's going to go in for the flag on the play. A flag on the play in the end zone, so hold everything.
Well, all kinds of flags. You know, that looked like it might have been a holding penalty or something on against Stanford because all the flags went up.
Now we'll take a look at it again. Ramsey had everybody fooled. Good faking here by Ramsey and his running backs, because Tom's got the ball and nobody's chasing him until right now. Now they see him. It's too late.
Well, it's just a bootleg, and there Ramsey dives for the corner of the end zone. It's a touchdown. Great play by UCLA. You know what the great part of that play was? Kevin Nelson did such a great job faking into the line of scrimmage, and the UCLA players pretending a run. And, of course, then that caused Ramsey to go for the corner, wide open. There's Terry. He's shaking his head. He's kind of happy, though. You see that little smirk on his face?
Now John Lee will try the extra point. By the way, the attendance this afternoon, 78,452. That is an outstanding crowd, biggest of the year here at the Rose Bowl. Until next week, when the Bruins meet USC, kickoff at 12:50. That's next Saturday. Join us here on KTLA for the rebroadcast. And John Lee makes it perfect. 4 minutes, 49 seconds left to go in the ball game. UCLA back on top. They have an 11-point lead.
An American television premiere, Blood and Honor, the story of Hitler's children.
Germany must live, even if we must die for it.
5 history-making hours.
I'll never see my son ever again.
3 years in the making. The Lost Generation. Sacrificed. In the name of Blood and Honor. Coming to Channel 5 Tuesday, November 30th at 7:30. Monday at 6.
Don't make me go in the dark closet. Please, Beamish, I'll be good. Hello?
Kelly, Beamish wants you.
The leader of $1 million seance fraud put Kelly in a trap that could put the angels in the spirit world for good.
Kelly, try to understand this. The bridge is out. We're going to crack up. You can't wipe out Beamish without destroying yourself.
Charlie's Angels, Monday at 6 here on Channel 5.
Well, Joe, the big play there being the scramble and drop off to Cormac Carney and sprinting down the sideline, and then, of course, a great faking job by Kevin Nelson and Tom Ramsey and putting it into the end zone. And that really puts UCLA in a real comfortable position, 11 points with 4 minutes and 49 seconds left. But if there's any team that you would feel a little bit uncomfortable with an 11-point lead and 4 minutes and 49 seconds left, it's the Stanford Cards.
No doubt about that.
I think we're going to get another shot of it. Here's Ramsey. Now we're going to see the great fake right here. See how many players go after Kevin Nelson. Right there, he covers up over the ball. About 3 guys right inside there. And then the wide receiver carrying it out into the end zone, and Ramsey diving for the corner. Real well-run play. Broken assignment, of course, by Stanford Cardinal.
Yep. They didn't see him until he was almost into the end zone. By the way, that penalty on that touchdown play will be marched off on the kickoff. So Ken Potter, as if he needs it, will kick off from the Stanford 45-yard line.
Might as well put this one on the 20, Joe.
Boy.
No question about that.
So the Bruins go 77 yards, 7 plays. Ramsey a 4-yard run. John Lee the extra point, and it's 38-27 Bruins. But that doesn't mean much right now.
I think Stanford thinks maybe the same way that the UCLA might be trying an onside kick here because they don't have much to lose as far as yardage is concerned. Maybe they're going to recover it on the 25 instead of the 20, so might as well take a chance.
Let's see what happens. Nope, Potter's kicking it away. And that's good enough for a field goal. But Stanford will get it at the 20-yard line.
Just doesn't count for 3 points.
So the Bruins, with a record of 7-1-1, looking for number 8 and perhaps a bid to some bowl. Stanford 5-4. And Stanford felt if they could win the final 2 games of the year that they might get a bowl bid.
Well, Stanford's beat some big teams this year, and of course John Elway's had some great games. He's had a great game here this afternoon.
And John back in there as well. So is Carl Morgan, by the way. Morgan, number 40, back in the ball game for UCLA. Flag on the play. And it's going to be on Walter Lang of UCLA.
Well, it's the kind of thing that I'm sure that the defensive coaches do not want to see happen, and you guys got to stay out of man-to-man defense, basically. And here's Elway throwing deep down the field to Tolliver, and Walter Lang's going to come in just a little bit before the play. There you see the ball over Don Rogers' head. Walter Lang came in just before the play. You can't give up the quick score right now.
That'll go down as a 29-yard penalty and gives the Cardinal the ball. First down at their own 48-yard line. Still 4 minutes and 44 seconds left. Plenty of time for a lot to happen. And Elway's the kind of guy that makes things happen in these kind of situations. Look at the time he has. That's Emil Harry, and Harry out of bounds at the 33-yard line. And another flag on the play.
Well, all of a sudden the officials are getting to be very much involved in the game right now, and of course we've seen a few hits that could have been questionable as far as being in or out of bounds. And of course Elway now he got a lot of time, like you were saying, Joe, and he's going to hit his wide receiver out here to his left. I think it's Tolliver.
Emil
Harry, and Larry Thomas now right there. He's got a hold of him. He's trying to get out of bounds. Thomas can't tell, and
well, they didn't let that run, so we couldn't tell either. But the penalty is against UCLA, the second major penalty on this drive, and all of a sudden the Cardinals
knocking
are down at the 16-yard line.
Well, we just said you can't.
That's how these games
quickly.
end up, though. That's exactly how these games end up. You wonder when you get down to the closing moments what's going to happen.
Dead ball, personal foul, defense, first down, Gary!
82 yards and penalties against UCLA this afternoon. And the Cardinals are at the 16-yard line. Vincent White, their leading receiver, and he's down to the 11. Tackle made by number 41, Doug West of UCLA.
Boy, he's a key player, that Vincent White. He's just tough to bring down. Great play by West, just being able to hold on to him.
He has 58 receptions on the year, 13 today, I believe. That's right. So he leads the Pac-10 in receiving and is number 4 in the country. And he's a tailback.
He reminds me of Robert Newhouse on the Dallas Cowboys.
Second down and 4. And Mike Dotterer makes a rare mistake.
A lot of pressure put on John Elway. The ball, that's a harder pass than it looks like to throw. Elway is trying to throw it right at him and lead him upfield at the same time, and he's getting a lot of pressure. Boy, this ball looks like it might have even been thrown backwards, and if that was, that would have been a fumble. It's hard to tell from our vantage point, looking at it here, but of course the official's right on it, and he said that it was not thrown backwards, so...
Well, the officials looking at it with their eyes, many of us looking at it with our hearts.
That's right.
Third down and 5. Complete. Touchdown, Stanford.
Well, that's Vincent White, Joe. Once again, we talk about it, and here we go. It's only 3 minutes and 52 seconds. That took less than a minute, didn't it, to score that touchdown? And here's Elway's got a lot of time. He drops it off to White, who you see right there where the footing is real bad right down there. He gets away from Doug West. Right there, it looks like something's going on between Tolliver and Sanchez. He's got him down.
Doug West was the linebacker who slipped and fell on that tackle attempt on White, but Stanford has struck again. They're within 5 of UCLA. And they're going to try for 2 once again. And they got it.
That ball was thrown like a bullet from John Elway to Vincent White, and White was covered very well by Don Rogers, but you can see that Elway just drills it in there, and he makes the completion. Here's Elway coming to the side. Now watch how hard he throws this ball. He really drills this one in there, and you see Don Rogers just right on White. He gathers it in and goes in, and that's just a fine play, pass and catch.
Talk about the pass. That catch was remarkable.
That's right.
Donnie Rogers took a shot at it, but Stanford is now within a field goal of UCLA. 38-35, 3 minutes and 52 seconds left to go.
Monday, Los Angeles is caught in the grip of fear as Ben takes over where Willard left off.
Willard Stiles trained thousands of intelligent rats.
Don't put me on.
They're out there, millions of them. Mother Nature is on a rampage, and only one person can make them do what he wants. Or can he?
Those rats killed 3 people.
Mother Nature Strikes Back week begins with Ben, Monday at 8 here on Channel 5. Get ready, Los Angeles. He's on the loose and coming your way in 3D and in color. Out for blood, he's looking for Anne Bancroft.
Now, why would a gorilla want to do a thing like that?
He's a gorilla at large, and he's coming this Thursday to Channel 5. Get your 3D glasses only at participating Totomat stores and help support the March of Dimes. Then enjoy Gorilla at Large, Thursday at 8 with only 2 intermissions here on Channel 5.
I'd like to talk with you about the most feared disease in America, cancer. 55 million Americans living today will get some form of cancer, but more than half of them can now expect to survive. A full understanding of cancer may be decades away, but in the meantime, there's no substitute for prevention. Anybody care to join me?
Elway now 29 of 39 for 353 yards and 2 touchdowns. My, oh my. Dokie Williams, single safety.
You better pick that one up and run with it.
You better go. And he's down at the 11-yard line. And now Stanford really feeling its oats. This is going to be a very tough Stanford team in the final 3:48 of this ball game. They know they are within 3 points of tying UCLA. They feel very, very confident that they can beat the Bruins right here. Stanford, a notorious upset team.
Well, UCLA, you see they're huddling right down there in that kind of a mushy area is the best way I can describe it as far as the turf is concerned. And what they need to do is they need to get some first downs on the ground right here.
From the 11-yard line. Danny Andrews breaks loose to the 15 for a gain of 4.
This is where, for Stanford, the opportunities that they had not to call timeout. See, they only have 1 timeout left. Could prove to be harmful to them.
Clock running with 3:30 left to go in the ball game. Terry Jackson, the nose guard, made the stop on the last play. 2nd down and 6 coming up for the Bruins. Danny Andrews. And a first down for UCLA. Matt Soderlin, number 47, the inside left linebacker, there to make the stop. But Danny running hard through a pretty good-sized hole over right tackle.
Well, they see a good job of Eatman and Blake Wingle and Dan Duper really moving their people out. Steve Williams, great job by that offensive line. And, of course, in 2 plays, you can pick up a first down on the ground. And when you just were saying that Stanford looked like they had the momentum, Boy, that's a big job by the offensive line for UCLA.
Well, the Bruins now having their pride challenged. 2:50 left to go in the ball game. Incomplete. Harper Howell, the intended receiver, number 97.
Well, Joe, UCLA was initially on that play going for the whole ball of wax, a post pattern to Townsend right up the middle, and then Harper Howell slipped out of the from his tight end position downfield, and Cormac Carney tried to go to him. There's the Cardinal cheerleaders. That stops the clock, just what UCLA doesn't want.
2 minutes, 42 seconds left. 38-35, UCLA. Fake reverse. Kevin Nelson's got the football. Kevin tackled at the 47-yard line after a 25-yard fake reverse.
Big play. Kevin Nelson, UCLA's got the fake reverse, it looks like, in their playbook. Right here, he's faking a JoJo Townsend. Reverses work so successfully for UCLA to Townsend. But Kevin Nelson now with his great speed, and there's a great cut. Look at him go through that Stanford Cardinal. And boy, I'll tell you what, Kevin Nelson turns it on right here, and he just lowers the boom right there. Oh, number 45, Vaughn Williams, took the full concussion of that blow.
Kevin now has 80 yards on the ground. Danny Andrews, 147. However, Frank Cephas is a tailback right now. And a loss of 3 yards.
Nowhere to run, but you know, Joe, there's 2 minutes and 5, 2 minutes and 4, 2 minutes and 3. They've got to use up all of the time that they possibly can to keep Stanford from getting the ball. If they could get a first down right here, they win the football game because Stanford only has 1 timeout. Tickets for UCLA's next exciting home football game against USC Saturday, November 20th at the Rose Bowl are on sale daily at UCLA's central ticket office as well as Ticketron and mutual agencies. Call UCLA 101 for information.
Second down, 13.
There it is.
First down, UCLA at the 40-yard line. 16 yards on that Ramsey scramble.
Well, Tom Ramsey does the right thing here. Smart quarterback, stays in bounds. He sees right here that nobody's open. He's getting chased out of the pocket. Good pass rush by John Bergeron from Stanford Cardinal, and then Ramsey. Now watch him, he doesn't go out of bounds. He's going to stay in bounds, and he's going to go down right here. Now, UCLA should have the ability to win the football game by just letting the clock run right now.
1:18 left, 1:18. First down at the 40-yard line. Frank Bruno. Bruno tackled by number 85, John Bergeron, a 2-year letterman from South Bend, Indiana. And he picked up about 3 yards in the process. Well, maybe more than that. He picked up 4 yards. So second down and 6 coming up, and a timeout being called
by Stanford. Now, how important are those timeouts? That's Stanford's last timeout. Now, UCLA's got second down. They can go third down and run off 25 seconds off the clock. And then they can go fourth down. Then they'll be turning the ball over to Stanford. So, well, they still need to get 1 more first down. I think I was wrong on that, on my assumption.
And the Bruins have 2 timeouts left. Stanford without 1 left. There's the situation. 54 seconds left. 38-35 UCLA. So the Bruins have to hang on to the football. They cannot afford a fumble, obviously. Not with a guy like Elway across the way, able to score at a moment's notice.
Well, Joe, right here we've got 54 seconds left. When the time starts again at the snap of the football, and then after that play, you'll have 25 seconds between second and third down, and then 25 seconds between third and fourth, and there's 54 seconds left on the clock. So I think UCLA's pretty much got it. Yeah, those timeouts,
right?
Those timeouts were definitely the key when Elway took the timeout, and back in the third quarter for third down and 4.
Total offense for UCLA so far, 621 yards. Wow. Frank Cephas. First down, UCLA, as Cephas hanging on to the football with both arms.
Well, Joe, now I don't get to find out.
They had the ball, UCLA, with 3:48 remaining in the ball game. They've kept it now, 48 seconds left, and they pick up another first down. But the Bruins passing today 299 yards, rushing 330.
Well, all they need to do is snap the ball and fall down right here.
Well, if they do, they will win their 8th game of the year.
That's what I'd do.
That's what they do. So the clock running now with 22 seconds left. And that should be the ball game. UCLA has won it. The final score, although the scoreboard clock still says 13 seconds left.
There's Terry Downey, very happy, Joe.
Oh, I imagine he is. He picks up his 8th win. And now the Bruins go into next week's showdown with USC with a record of 8-1-1. And should they choose, we'll go to one bowl or another. There's Terry Donahue. Very happy, big win. Final score, UCLA 38, Stanford 35. And just a reminder that next week, when the Bruins host SC right here at the Rose Bowl, big crowd on hand, so get here early. And the kickoff, a new kickoff time, 12:50 next Saturday afternoon here at the Rose Bowl. So on behalf of Rob Scribner, this is Joe Butita. Thank you for putting up with my cold and my voice. Final score, UCLA 38, Stanford 35.
UCLA football was brought to you by the makers of Texaco Super Unleaded Gasoline. Its higher octane helps knock out the knocks. By the makers of Toyota cars and trucks, who would like to remind you that it's a good feeling to buckle up for safety. So get the feeling whenever you drive. And by Budweiser, the king of beers. Reach for that distinctively crisp, clean taste that says Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you. From the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California, KTLA Channel 5 has brought you UCLA football. The UCLA Bruins versus the Stanford Cardinals. Executive producer is Hector Heighton. Associate producer Elena Habib. Our director was Joe Quazzarano. Studio coordinator Mr. Douglas Friedman. Production coordinator Jane Ellen Dawkins. This is Larry Van Nuys inviting you to join us next Saturday night at 11 p.m. for exciting UCLA football action when the Bruins take on the USC Trojans.